That's the wind. That's the wind of time. That's the wind of history. That's the wind blowing through your ancestors' bones, begging you to do the right thing.
Sir, can you please
That is the wind that Matt Baker is calling upon from Ocean Beach. The wind that is blowing through the black people, through the white people, through the Chinese people, through the Mexican Americans, to the people that built this building with their bare hands to raise up this nation. They are begging you, and they are blowing through your veins, and they should be putting a tingle up the spine of your back, and they should be begging you to do the right thing. You're about to open a pit of hell. You do not get a vaccine passport put on us. You know, as the population who's in control, you know that the people are the politicians. Once you get a power, you will never relinquish it. Do you think that the 4 feet of marble that holds you above high in this chamber will help you from the fate of humanity which you are unleashing? No! It won't! Your children and your children's children will be subjugated! They will be asked, how many vaccines have you had? Have you been a good little Nazi? Hail Fauci! Hail Fauci! Hail Fauci! Hail Fauci! There's been a lot of talk about the Nuremberg Code. Well, I brought you a copy. You are all in violation of Section 1. Yes, you, Dr. Luton. You are in violation of the Nuremberg Code, which is international law. And the definition is...
Sir, your time has expired.
So now the Religious Liberty Commission doesn't have any religious liberty. We're trying to figure out, is there religious liberty in America? Well, I think we just found our answer. The answer is no. You are not allowed to not be a party to this other religion that we have in our country. And I think everybody knows the religion I'm talking about. It's the religion where we all have to bow down and worship Jews. We all have to worship Jews. We all have to worship Israel.
You believe a Jew created the universe?
Yeah.
World.
What do you think it is about the Jews? I mean, 3,000 years ago, they were a big deal. I mean, let's recognize there's something going on there.
Well, God chose them to bear the Savior. Because the promise is that the Savior will be born through the Jews to save the world. And that is what happened 2,000 years ago.
You know, we believe that Jews had this Messiah that they had prophesied, and he arrived, and his name was Jesus. Problem is that the Jews turned away from their Messiah. Jesus Christ was their Messiah, and they didn't accept him.
They were God's chosen, and yet they reject Christ. As Christians, we believe that the Jews were chosen as the vessel for the first covenant, which is the 10 Commandments and the law.
You know, as Catholics, we believe Jews are going to be around until the end of time. And so I'm not out for, and of course,
they were once a chosen people.
We don't want to eradicate the Jews. We think the Jews are going to be around until the end, because they are.
Doesn't the Bible say to at least revere them?
No. No, as Catholics, we're supersessionists. So we believe that the gospel supersedes the Old Testament. So we believe that realistically Christians are like the real Jews. You know, God had a covenant with the Jews, and then Jesus came and created a new covenant with believers. And so now we're the new Israel, we're the new Jews.
When Jesus comes, just like everything else, Israel's transformed. The laws changed, the priesthood has changed, the people.
And a lot of the Jews, of course, the early Christian community was mostly Jewish people who then became Christians.
The original Judeo-Christian were the Jews that converted to Christianity. And how could you be anti-Semitic when Jesus was a Jew? Like, well, but Jesus was also God.
My brother told me, he's like 10, 11 years old enough. He says, how can I be anti-Semitic?
The ideal one.
Christians, of course, anyone who embraces Jesus can be a Christian.
You know, Catholics have to acknowledge this. This is not a white nationalist organization.
Your God is a Jew. Makes any sense? I don't understand how someone like that has a talk show and have millions of fools follow him
Wow. Fire new edit from See Through It All. Thank you, Nick, for explaining exactly how completely 100% Jewish Jesus and Christianity is. Such a fire mix. Good job, See Through It All. Uh-oh. What's up, guys? Thanks for being here. I'm Adam Green. This is No More News. It is Thursday, March 19th, 2026. So much to cover today. Catholics coming out disavowing. First, let's get into these clips. Trump sitting down with leadership from Japan and brings up Pearl Harbor. He pulls the Pearl Harbor card on him. See this.
We went in very hard, and we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay?
Ooh, burn.
He's asking me, no, you believe in surprise, I think much more so than us. And we had to surprise him, and we did. And because of that surprise, we knocked out, the first 2 days, we probably knocked out 50% of what we, and much more than we anticipated doing. So if I go and tell everybody about it, there's no longer a surprise, right? Okay, one more for the Prime Minister. Please. Are you good for the Prime Minister?
Yes.
Go ahead, for the Prime Minister.
Thank you very much. Japan's DJ Press. Japan's biggest concern is China. Now they're giving us export control and very harsh terms.
We're gonna cut that question. Okay. I don't think it was that crazy. It's not a good metaphor because we didn't tell our allies before we attacked. We didn't tell NATO maybe before we attacked. Only Israel's just an Israel and America job. Japan was our threatening NATO and other countries for not supporting, helping escort and shut down Strait of Hormuz. And apparently some of them are saying they're ready to help on that, I saw reported. Here's some more about Trump did a tweet saying he had nothing to do with an attack that Israel did on Iran's oil field or oil production, oil and gas fields. And here's Trump talking about that. We'll play that tweet also, but here he is talking about it.
I don't blame him.
Thank you, Mr. President. Have you talked to Prime Minister Netanyahu about attacking the oil and gas fields?
Yeah, I did. I told him don't do that, and he won't do that. We didn't discuss. We do. We're independent. We get along great. It's coordinated, but on occasion he'll do something, and if I don't like it, and so we're not doing that.
Independent but coordinated, as in they get us to do stuff and then they still do whatever they want. Independent, as in Israel's going to preemptively attack so that America has to attack first, otherwise they're going to respond and take out all of our bases.
And the last one, if I could,
Independent but collaborate. Crazy. Okay, Netanyahu, all the people, all the big influencers that I made a big thread of, saving all the receipts, screenshots of them pushing this stupid supposed AI slop, AI Netanyahu death hoax. He's about to do a press conference with international news in a few hours. So what is everybody going to claim? Like I said, that it's a mask. It's a body double. He's wearing a mask. Everybody's AI. Again, or are they just going to admit that they've been peddling total bullshit? Total trust the plan bullshit. Who benefits from pretending that Netanyahu is secretly dead and Israel is really losing? Israel and America are dominating. They're crushing. And you're convincing everybody on the internet, schizoing out, spurging out, looking for AI glitches or disappearing stuff in videos, AI detectives pretending like we're secretly winning and Israel's getting destroyed and Bibi's been killed and we're really winning and they're covering it up while they're actually winning. Who does that benefit? To take all of the supposed anti-war dissidents, alternative media people and tell you, hey, they're not becoming a global superpower and ushering the Messiah and taking out Iran and getting us in Gog and Magog and crushing more, stacking up W's. No, we're really winning. Trust the plan. It looks like we're losing, but we're really actually secretly winning, guys. Who does that help? Here's the latest schizo from Stu Peters, 10,000 likes. Look at this stupid shit. Oh, it's got the music, so it must be suspicious. At what point will Israel realize that nobody is buying these AI videos of Netanyahu? Show me how this is AI. The whole video looks not like AI, totally real. Look at this. So what is the deal? Raises questions after 4 fingers claim. What are we circling here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers. 1, 2, 3, and the fourth finger, the index finger, is up here underneath the sleeve. Look, you can see it. Follow it. See? It goes up into the sleeve and like behind the wrist. That's where it's at. No, his finger didn't disappear. Why does this retarded Stu Peters shit, the Duganist Stu Peters, the Christian controlled op, flat earth tier, gets everything wrong Stu Peters, getting 10,000 likes on some stupid video like this? Oh, yeah, dude, we're secretly winning. Bibi's really dead, dude. They're covering it up. Trust the plan. Do we just need the Antichrist and Jesus and the red heifer, and then Jesus will come and save us? What are we circling here? The finger's up here. You could see it go up into it. There's the fourth finger. See it? It goes up and behind it. 10,000 likes. Now here's the other one. 117,000 likes. Okay, why does Adam keep covering this stuff? Because it is the most viral distraction, deflection, disinfo story being boosted by a network of clickbait, disinfo grifters and bots and social and big tech social media algorithms. That's why. 118,000 likes, 10.3 million views.
With 5 fingers in each hand. But I have to tell you,
If you guys haven't seen this,
but I have this card. Oh. And yeah, don't read it.
what's so suspicious here? You know what they're trying to say? They're trying to say he has 2 earlobes. Nobody's ear looks like that. Look, an earlobe here and an earlobe there. It's a crease in his ear in a shadow. That's how stupid these people are. You can see when he turns, he's got a little crease here, a fold in his ear, and a little shadow up there. I got a little shadow cave in my ear too. You hit it at the right angle, it looks like, see how it's dark up there? All right, is this AI? Look, you can see the fold right there. It's a little shadow. This is what we're doing. 117,000 likes. Coping, pretending, convincing all the internet, all the anti-war, anti-Israel people that you're secretly winning. When your leaders get killed, when Kamani gets killed on the first day with all the top leaders and they get crushed, it's a trap and that's going to rally everybody. He's going to be a martyr. Why wouldn't Netanyahu just rally everybody and become a martyr? The rabbis will call him Moshiach ben Joseph, and everybody's waiting for the Moshiach ben David to come. Why would that not be it? No, instead it's, oh, dude, it's totally fake. We're winning. Look, he's got a crease in his ear. 2 ear holes. Give me a fucking break, dude. 117,000 likes. Yo, are you here? I hear somebody. Who's there? Who's out there? What up?
What's happening?
Yo.
Am I in the stream?
You are here. We are live. Yeah, I've been going for 25 minutes.
I don't know. You look a little like AI. I'm starting to wonder because your ears do not look real to me.
Yeah, dude, maybe I'm AI.
What do they do with Adam Green, guys? I think they've taken him out. Whoa, did you see the hand? Do that again. Oh my God.
Count them.
Crazy. Look at that thumb.
Count them.
What is going on with that thumb? That is not normal.
Nobody has a thumb like that.
That is total AI. Oh my God. They've got to him, guys. And now he's just going to come on here and tell you all the AI videos are real. Huh?
Yeah. Maybe you're AI. I see all types of AI. I see all these videos of you AI all over the place. I can't tell who's who. Those are fake. This is fake.
Yeah. I've worked with AI, man. We're in the zone. I mean, I feel you because I've been pushing back on a lot of these things. But then we were talking a little while ago about the face morph. That one did look weird because I was like, "Come on, guys, come on!" And then we're literally at the verge where this is going to become a thing. People are going to be using AI videos in reality soon. So, you know, unfortunately, people are going to have to sleuth them out. But yeah, a lot of this 5-finger, 4-finger thing, that's total BS. You know, I was just looking it up. The hand grip with Bibi, that's actually a thing that like gangsters do, and it's apparently I was looking it up, military guys. But back in the day, I used to know a few people that were kind of close to cartel people from my marijuana days.
You knew some Vatos? You were doing some Vato handshakes?
Yeah, they
I don't think Huckabee's a Vato though. I think it's just.
But it wasn't Huckabee. That was Netanyahu.
Oh, okay.
It's a known thing. Like, because if you engage your finger, you can slip out of a handshake if someone tries to pull you towards themselves. So if someone's trying to kidnap you or something, you go meet another gang leader or whatever, and you engage your finger, they can completely hold your hand, pull you towards them. So it's a self-defense technique. From what I looked up, it's also the Yakuza do it, and also some military folk do it also. So it's kind of a natural thing if you're you know, in clandestine operations to not engage your forefinger. So
I remember there was like a secret Freemason handshake, and like back in the early internet conspiracy days, everybody would like zoom in and slow-mo and show like, look, the thumb is like bent down or something, right? The secret handshake, and they all know if you're in the secret club.
You think there are secret handshakes?
Oh no, I'm saying that I think that could be legit. Yeah, I'm just saying I thought that's what it was. Like that used to be the conspiracy. Now it's a finger up. But clearly it's stupid. It's not AI, and Stu Peters is a fucking idiot and got 10,000 likes on pure slop. Sorry.
Well, Stu was ahead of the curve on this Jew hatred thing for most people.
No, he wasn't.
You were ahead of everyone.
Dude, he was so late to the party, dude. Give me a break.
Well, for you, yeah, but I mean, he's definitely.
Harrison from InfoWars shared an old clip of Stu from I think 2021, and he's like, "Oh, the poor Jews, like they're getting attacked by terrorists," and they're all Nazis. He was totally on that shit, dude.
Well, there's a learning curve. I mean, honestly, I thought it was, you know, this whole the Jews thing was too much for me. And then over time, I've come around to it. I'm just like, oh, wow, there really is something going on here. Like before, I was pre-programmed to just be like, oh, what are you guys talking about Jews? This is crazy. Like it was even hard to say the word Jew. It's gotten a lot easier. So I used to watch you back in the day. Like, I don't know, when did you start? Like 15 years ago? I was like, oh my God, this guy's crazy. Like, how can he get away with saying this stuff? You were like,
no, I didn't get away with it, actually. Got banned almost everywhere. But anyway, for people that don't know, first time on the show, just alone with me. We've done a few panels, and we did the beach IRL stream that was real fun, and we met a couple other times. We streamed at the beach for that other barbecue thing as well too. So, but good to have you on, Matt Baker. You guys saw him in the intro, his famous heavy metal rant, I guess you could call it, at the city hall.
You played that. That was cool. I didn't know.
I added it to the intro. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, brother.
Yeah. We'll go out too with one of your AI edits too.
Oh, tight. Just so everyone else knows, like, you know, I'm pretty stoked to know Adam, because I did used to watch him prior to basically all these, you know, internet celebrities. Now he was one of the first YouTubers that I saw out there, and I was whoa. Oh
yeah, God, sorry.
Yeah, and and then I ended up realizing he lives in my city, and then ended up getting a hold of him, and we've been hanging out. And every once in a while, you'll see the people arguing online, and he's like the voice of reason, because I can actually disagree with him, and he won't tell me I'm like getting paid $7,000. Like we'll just actually argue about the merits of the argument, and he's pretty badass for that.
And you only call me a Jew sometimes. Just kidding.
Total Jew show. He's getting
paid.
He's getting paid. How is that $7,000 treating you?
Oh, dude, they rack up, bro. Those shekels in the mail, those 7,000s rack up real quick.
What's the significance of the little teddy bear in the background? Did you see that's the new one they're saying, that the Mickey Mouse? Have you seen that? Mickey
No,
Mouse
no,
with,
I haven't seen that.
yeah, Benjamin Netanyahu, or no, it's Bugs Bunny. It's Bugs Bunny.
Oh, it's Superman Bugs Bunny, right? Yeah.
Superman's Bugs Bunny, and it's like Bibi, Benjamin, Bibi, Netanyahu, Bugs Bunny, and it's like another. It's a rabbit
Super
hole,
BB.
follow the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So.
No, I just I'm rearranging. I'm cleaning out the other room, and I had an extra empty bookshelf, so I decided to throw a couple of my books on there that I had out and stacked up everywhere because I've been shipping them out. And I didn't have enough books to cover the bookshelf open out of the boxes, so I put that's my teddy bear from when I was a kid that I never threw away. That I have a Kermit the Frog back there too. My two.
Oh my God. Jeez.
Yeah.
You guys, this is the Thor we're supposed to be following.
Oh, dude, no, this is the Thor. Actually,
it's the Ragnarok.
He's right here. He hangs out right here. He has a little.
No, I'm just kidding. Actually, if you really want to, I actually still have my blankie.
Yeah, cool American flag, bro. By the way,
You like that? Hey,
Patriot.
It's nice. It's tattered. It's tattered.
Yeah, total
It's probably
patriot.
gonna fall down. It's just barely hanging up. It's like super tattered. It's an older one. Yeah. It's getting a little tired now, isn't it? How are you feeling about America these days?
Oh, very black pilled and cooked, but trying to make the best of it. Surrounded by crazies, lunatics running the asylum. Yeah,
man.
Yeah, you want to let's get into this. Is what we were talking about before we went live, and last night before I went to bed. You're asking,
like, what are you high?
Yeah, so Emerald Robinson, almost 1 million followers, says a third fake video. No, there's none of the other ones were fake. This one's not fake either. He's gone. He's gone. Are any of these people going to have any humility that they peddled this lie for the last week or so? Or are they just going to move on to the next thing? He walks.
This is the new Q, man. I mean, remember, like, all the people that they believe Hillary's fake. That's a mask. I mean, some of the people say Trump's now like Trump 3, and they've taken him out, and he's a mask, and everyone's in Guantanamo, and the plan is going along. Do you ever listen to X-22 report just for fun?
I used to. Yeah.
And I do believe the deep state players, and I do believe. He just says that over and over again. So today he's like, it's all going according to plan. This is like, and like literally everyone's like, dude, stop, please stop. Come on, look at this. This looks so weird. Oh, even when you tell me what you think it is, it's still, I don't know.
Everybody's trying to say this is AI because his face changes. His face morphs, they say. Watch, they're going to slow.
The slow-mo.
Yeah, they're slowing it down right here. Just looks like an old man smiling.
Look at that.
And then.
Oh,
yeah.
God, it looks weird. Dude, look, his hairline changes, bro.
Yeah, his forehead wrinkles up. Look at the forehead.
I want to.
And the ears lift up too. When you laugh, your ear or smile, your ears lift up a little bit too.
You can lift your ears. Let me see. What do you got? Whoa, he is one of them. Why don't do that? Like,
I can wiggle my ears even.
Regular human.
And the other thing, look, see how there's this light up here too? There's a row of lights. And when he smiles, he walks directly under the light, and it illuminates his face and makes his hair look lighter. So that's what's happening. And the hairline's not moving. It's a shadow going, like the light hitting the little bit of the hair and then going on the forehead and then moving as he walks past the light. That's what it is.
Oh, God, it looks weird, man.
It's spotlighting right on his head and shining in the corner right there. That's what it is. That's all it is.
If I was to make like a really good AI video, I wonder if you could actually tell if it was AI or not. Like if I think I might have to like make 2 videos and have one be real and one be AI and have you figure out which one's which, because AI literally is at this level now. I mean, you could make a totally realistic video. And this is the stuff we have access to. Like, this is stuff you just spend a couple of bucks, and I literally make videos with it. This is, I mean, if you're
Yeah.
telling me that like Israel doesn't even have,
Dude, this was so real though. They'd have to fake the voices. The voices were all on point. It's just acting like they always act. The other stupid thing they were saying is they're like, look at his feet when he walks in. What like
Benjamin, look how he's walking, very stiff. Very stiff.
Yeah, dude, he's an old dude.
Very stiff. He's also lost a lot of weight, it looks like. I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
he has. Well, old people do that. They start losing weight when they're real old.
Yeah, but over a couple of weeks though, he was kind of fat a few weeks ago. But I guess all the murder kind of,
So see how it goes. You agree with the light though. The light, the row of lights. He walks right underneath one, and then it shadows. Hey, look at how his jacket lights up. See how it's light here right there, and the spotlight on, and he walks past it, and then it gets shadow. The shadow goes over his face.
Yeah, I say you are a shill for disagreeing with this, but I do think you've probably given the best analysis as to what could be happening there. But I just, like I said, originally when I saw these, if you can go back through my timeline, and I was literally making fun of Ryan Maddow because they're like, how can you have 3-4 fingers at the same size, and and so if you hold your hand at a certain way, you can do shadow puppets. People can make their hands look like horses or anything. Like if you're just at a specific size, you can make all the fingers look the same. And then, like you said, that one where it's the edge of my hand there.
Yeah.
It's like a finger.
Mhm.
It's like that. I don't think I'm on screen though.
You are. You just can't see it because I'm about to play you this clip so you can see it clear. I'll fix it back in a second. You're on screen. Yeah. Netanyahu had his hand.
Right there, this is actually pretty good lighting here. Where my little meaty sausage hands have this extra. But you can see in the video that's when I was like, dude, what are you guys talking about? And I literally was 100% on your side. But then after going down and arguing with them through the clips, every once in a while they'll point something out, and I'm like, And I've just got to say, it is possible to achieve this now, guys. If it's not today,
we agree. It is possible. Maybe not. Maybe not though. Like I can tell still when stuff is AI. It's pretty easy to tell, especially a person. It's pretty. The AIs are usually pretty easy to spot. I think still, but. They've been wrong about everything. These people have been peddling the lies from day one. It was he had extra fingers. He didn't. It was his ring disappeared. No, he's just turning his hand and it's not shining off the thicker part of the ring again, and it turns away from the camera a bit. The coffee mug with the foam not falling off, like that's just surface pressure and foam. That's the way coffee works.
Everyone, I'm like, dude, it's foam. I mean, it's not going to just move around like that. Like you can get foam in your hand and it doesn't fall off your hand. It was a little weird when they started zooming in on the swirl on top and how it was like, but then you could see like as the lighting changes and as the contrast changes, like from the side, you're seeing a lot of flash. So it just kind of glares it out. And then as it tilts over a little bit, then you start seeing and like we were talking about earlier, people don't realize like all videos. That's why I was saying to you, like there are artifacts in digital video, which are not necessarily where there is something weird that's not natural and not real, but it can actually be part of the processing of the digital photograph. Like I was telling you, but you can actually videotape take footage of the moon with a new iPhone, and it will actually fill in details in the moon craters from like maps it has to give you the sense that your camera actually has a higher ability of seeing things than it actually does. And there are fractal programs that they use to fill in details. Let's say wood paneling behind me, so it sees it and it will just fill in details. It will just AI enhance things. So there's a level of AI even to just regular digital video now, because it's from compression. And then also when you upload it and re-upload it, then it when it gets compressed, the compression techniques that the computers use are actually forms of algorithms and compression and fractal. They'll notice a pattern and then they'll just say, okay, that's basically the pattern. So that's how compression works. A lot of it is through these digital and AI, like, sub AI methods of actually manipulating the photographs into having less information, but still appearing to be detailed. So that I just digitized a bunch of my old videotapes. And when I get them back, I start looking like AI, because the process of transmuting it from one to the other the systems that they have are trying to enhance it a little bit. Anytime you're enhancing or upgrading or changing formats, you do end up with these artifacts.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're with Jeffrey Epstein eating baby jerky?
Yeah, dude.
Scumbag. And here you are shilling for these guys saying that the jerky isn't real, guys. Come on. You're still listening to Adam? He's one of them, guys. He's an AI clone. Wake up.
Nephilim. I'm a fallen angel Nephilim. Have you heard of the angel orbs theory people are pushing now? No? Good.
Well, my friend's child died, and I mean, I don't want to get into it, but I think crystal methamphetamine might have something to do with it.
Okay. Let's watch Candace here quick. A short clip of her. She sees orbs. Let's watch a little bit of Candace talking about this. I want to see her coverage of it. Let's see this high-level analysis.
Mr. Prime Minister, I wanted you to know the president asked me to come and make sure you were okay.
Yes, Mike. Yes, I'm alive.
I checked that, and I'm happy to see that. But he wanted to make sure because, you know, you guys get along too well.
I know, and we shake hands with 5 fingers in each hand.
Weird. It's weird.
This feels weird. This feels off. This is giving me AI vibes.
I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it. It's weird, and I'm just asking questions. By the way, I mean, she lends herself to AI generation perfectly. She has so much makeup on. I mean, she literally looks like a rubber doll. Like she doesn't even look human, really, with the amount of makeup she has and the lighting she does. Like she would be the easiest person. Like look at that hair, perfect AI hair, perfect, like no wrinkles. They might have got to her. I think Candace could be AI at this point.
There's the Andrew Tate Illuminati hand sign.
Yep. And where's the fingernail? Plus, I mean, you got to admit, she did say, I mean, who says I was one of the Masons of Turning Point? Who would say I was a Mason of it? And people say,
I think
she just means built.
Just a stupid way. She doesn't have a very good vocabulary and she can't pronounce a lot of words. So she meant like one of the builders.
No.
Do girls even become Masons? I don't think girls can become Masons.
I don't buy that because there's the order of the the Morning Star, or well, I forget what the name is. There's a whole order of female Masons. But
they're just Christians. We don't have to imagine that they're Masons. They're just Christians.
Well, if you know anything about Candace, and if you ever listen to her a fair amount, you will realize that yes, her vocabulary is not that great, and a lot of her knowledge of words and how to even pronounce them are not that great, which lends me to believe she wouldn't automatically switch over to the word Mason when meaning building. Like she would just use a simpler term. It's very strange that she said that, I think. Yeah. Things are strange. You know, I love it when you just like discount all theories.
Yeah.
Like
if she was a Mason, you think she's really gonna say it? If she's some secret Mason, she's just gonna accidentally say it? I don't think so.
Maybe she's not accidentally saying it. Maybe she's letting people know what's up. I mean, it's funny that she's like constantly talking about Erica Kirk picking up his bloody microphone. I mean, I want to make like an artwork or
well, that's because Ben Shapiro said that. That's what Ben Shapiro said.
Said she was picking up the bloody mic?
Ben Shapiro said he was going to go on a tour and pick up his bloody microphone. And like in defiance of the left, we're not going to be scared. You're not going to shut us down. I'm going to carry it on and go do it. That was like the meaning.
But it's like everyone's fighting over his bloody microphone. Really, I mean, Candace has milked this to a level beyond. You know, I was debunking her a lot. You know, but doesn't mean everything she says is false either. You know, some of the stuff can be real, and she can also be retarded at the same time. This Joe thing came out.
Not batting a very good percentage. She gets a lot wrong.
Yeah, she does. It's amazing how many people are like sucked into the soap opera. It's really a soap opera. You ever go over like older women's houses? They're always watching like true crime mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
You go over to an old lady's house. It's like the bloody glove was found, after she was raped several times, the semen was found on the bed, and George so-and-so, her neighbor, little did they know. And it's always this weird mystery murder thing. They're just obsessed with mystery murder for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah. But she's basically managed to turn politics into mystery murder. And so she very rarely will actually say anything. Like she won't accuse anybody directly of anything. She'll just say, I think it's weird. I find it interesting. I'm not loving it. And so she just always implies things without ever actually like nailing anything.
Ian Carroll does that too. Allegedly.
And that's the same way as X-22 is always like, I do believe. That's his phrase of getting out of it. And I do believe, because you're allowed to believe whatever you want. You're not claiming it. So you just say, I do believe. So he just automatically says, I do believe before every single sentence. So.
Yeah, it's definitely the modern day Oprah true crime murder mystery. It's like they used to watch Matlock, now they're watching Candace and Ian Carroll and a bunch of other people. All right, let's see. I don't. Let's see. Oh, he's better than Candace. I'll say that at least.
I mean, he's making these AI tools and stuff. That's pretty fucking cool, man.
To investigate Charlie Kirk, there's bigger issues, bigger fish to fry than Charlie Kirk theories.
He's using it to the AI tools are to look through the millions of Epstein files. So I mean, there's millions and millions of them. First of all, one thing he did when they first put him out, apparently you can only go through them one at a time or whatever, and so you can't like cross-reference them very well. So, and then they pulled a lot of the files. So he and some other people actually scrubbed and downloaded all the files to a physical folder from the beginning. And then he also created an AI that was basically fed on these files in particular. So you can ask it anything specifically about these files. And so it doesn't just also feed in any other BS online. So for example, like if you ask Grok or whatever, like, well, people like Grok's truth telling, but then you ask Grok about like COVID vaccines or something that's like, they're proven safe and effective. It's just because it's like listening to, trusted sources. So it just feeding it just the information just from the files and not just exposing it to the entire universe of, bullshit that's on the internet. That it can actually pull out with less hallucinations, actual clips with actual sources. Yeah, he actually put that together. It's pretty cool, I think. Yeah.
All right, let's see the rest here
from this research himself. See, I feel like Candace is just like an open portal to tip lines. So she just finds something that looks juicy for the show. She wakes up, she's like, oh God, what am I going to talk about today? It's like, oh, there's French planes. Did you know there was a guy named Pierre also? And then she also has the ability to then just say, well, I had a tip. And this is another thing she'll say, and it is an absolute fact that I received the tip. So she'll say it's an absolute fact that she received a tip. I mean, that doesn't mean anything, but yeah, she could even tip herself if she wanted to be, scandalous, but there's enough schizos out there to tip her, of anything she might want to rabbit hole she might want to go down. But go ahead. Sorry. I can't see you anymore, so it's kind of hard.
I'll put it on right after this clip. I'll come back to it.
Okay.
But I have this card. Oh. And yeah, don't read it. So it's a punch card. Today I erased 2 names on the punch cards. And you see how many more to go on this batch.
Is she going to say anything? I hope she says something.
My name is not on the punch card.
Your name is on the list of the good guys.
Thank you.
Dude, this is so obviously real, all the rest of this video. If this is AI, it's the absolute best AI ever made. The best AI video ever made if it's AI. So it's not. Let's see what she says. What do you think she's going to say?
Well, let me just say, I think there's a confirmation bias thing going on here. I think the people that see AI are seeing AI, and I think you're seeing absolute realism, where to me, this seems so awkward, so scripted. And because they know there's a problem with the fingers and stuff, it's like constantly handshaking, constantly doing like it's like overdone. Like, hey, I'm real, and hey, by the way, I'm shaking hands, and I'm this, and everything he's saying is so not natural. Like, why wouldn't he just walk down the hall? Why is it a skit?
It's obviously they're doing a little bit. Yeah, it's a skit. They're doing a little mockery skit.
Why
to dunk on the internet for being retarded and thinking he's AI and laughing at everybody? That's why.
Why not just come out, do a press conference, and be like, "Oh, sorry, I'm not." What is the?
That's the press conference is happening in a couple hours.
He's Saturday Night Live now. He just does skits. That's what he does.
Yeah, he did when he blew everybody up with.
This looks right there. Look at that still.
Did you see? Hold on. Did you see the skit he did after he blew up Hezbollah with the pagers? He's like, I'm 007. He did a 007 skit. Oh, look, here he is again too. First on my timeline, live again.
הפכנו את ישראל למעצמה אזורית, ויש אומרים שבכמה תחומים מעצמה עולמית.
Yeah.
יחד עם ארצות הברית.
We're not going to listen. What does Candace say?
He's live right now?
Yeah.
Look how demonic she looks. She looks like a witch.
She's going to be like, this doesn't feel right. She's going to be like, why are they even talking about this? What are they so scared of? Why are they being so defensive? Why are they even acknowledging this? It's like it was the #1 meme on the internet, most viral, and then they laugh at you and you go like, why are you like even talking about it? She always does that.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna do that. Like I don't say ain't.
Oh my God, it's even worse than that.
Dialect, regional.
Nobody says ain't. Wow. Where's Huckabee from? Like Arkansas? Yeah, ain't nobody saying ain't in Arkansas, right, Candace? Nobody. Remember when she did for the Charlie Kirk guy? She was like, nobody uses the word vehicle, and then the dude's on video talking to the cops on the body cam and says vehicle.
Oh my God,
dude,
that's funny. Of all the things she could pull out of that video, honestly, I feel the whole thing looks so robotic, and it seems so fake because it is fake. It's a skit, so there's nothing natural about it. Obviously, they pre-wrote the sketch, and so obviously, I don't doubt. Netanyahu's Jewish, so he probably wanted to be a stand-up comedian at one point in his life. And so, Huckabee probably needed they probably needed to rehearse that a little bit. He's like, okay, now go in front of the light and smile just so your head looks like it morphs and drive everybody insane. No, it is fake because it's obviously a fake skit. They're not just being natural. So there's a sense of fakeness to it, regardless of whether it's real. If it is real, it could be faked. I hate to tell you, but it could be faked. I honestly think he's loving this because it's going to be able to give him, it's almost like he rose on the third day. It gives him this fake, as his popularity is going through the toilet. You could hate Trump. You could hate Trump. Everyone's like, fuck Trump right now. But if Trump was in the hospital on life support, all the Trump supporters would be back in the game. Guaranteed. Everyone would be like, proud to be an American. Mm-hmm. And they'd be playing, the YMCA outside the hospital, dancing for him. And then when he finally showed up that he was alive and he was okay, his numbers would go through the roof. So this is perfect PR for, that was literally what I said. I said, congratulations guys. When he did the coffee thing, I said, now you just gave this scumbag this PR victory, good for you. And
exactly.
Then they started showing me the close-ups. I'm having a problem with my power source. Let me take over for a second.
Okay.
I'm having an issue with this power source.
All right.
Ain't gonna do that. I don't know why they ain't gonna do that. Like I don't say ain't. That's a unique dialect, regional. Ain't gonna do that. I don't know why these
regional
feel very strange to me.
Very strange. It feels very strange. Remember, what did she say? She's like, oh, Charlie Kirk and his woke up and the daughter woke up in the middle of the night. Toddlers don't wake up at night. They're sleep trained. That's very weird. Maybe they had a big fight and he put his ring away, and she is so retarded. She's the #1 podcaster in the world, dude. We are so cooked with kooky Candace leading the charge against the Jews.
Oh my God. Yeah, and it just makes them look good too. Let me see if this one will work.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro gets to go to CPAC and go, Candace is retarded. And then they all cheer. And it's just like, oh, the anti-Israel people. Tucker's thinking he's getting attacked by demons in his bed and laughing like a fucking goofball.
Okay, I'm back. I got it. I got
Yeah.
a new power source.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You off grid or something? You on a PC or laptop? What kind of power source are we talking here?
I'm on a laptop, but it's
Okay.
it's this one's glitching now too. I'm having problems with these Apple powers, the little brick. It may die. I'm probably gonna die here.
You don't have like a wall charger for your laptop?
I do. That's when I'm plugged in. I plug both in. And
Oh, okay. The wall charger is not working.
yeah, I was having problems with the one, and then now the other one's doing the same thing. It was fine before, but
All right. Oh, I think we just dropped him. He did something and dropped. Okay, we'll see if he comes back.
Alive, just be alive. Just go to.
Oh, just do a press conference. Okay, you're gonna admit that you peddled bullshit? Are any of these people, all these people that push this, gonna admit that they, oopsies, whoopsies, peddled bullshit for a week? Like, there's a war going on. There's the 8th front, and the opposition is being let off a cliff with mental illness. Let's see. Hold on, let me make sure I don't have anything else here. Let's go back to the press
2
conference.
seconds if you wanted to. Or some of this weaponry is unthinkable. You don't even want to know about it. Oh, you could end this thing in 2 seconds if you wanted to, but we are being very judicious. But more of some of this weaponry.
All right, guys, since he cut, I open up the power chats. We'll let those play and have that turned on until he comes back. Let's see what else, some of the other ones, tabs we can close up here. Couldn't find the Netanyahu 007 I was looking for. Boleslaw, thank you, buddy.
$20. Your discussion with Mark Collett was very interesting. I can't agree with the particular way of how Mark was talking about it, but historically America was defining itself as a rival to Europe, since at least President Monroe. Rich research topic.
Well, it shouldn't be that way.
Revolver 357N2 sent $5 on Rumble. Candace has shown to have the most to gain from Charlie's demise. I think she used her prior leftist contacts and hired the hit. Let run with that. Means, motive and opportunity.
Or that she's sponsored by somebody to make the anti-Semites look retarded. That's the best theory.
Sent $10. Iran is being add on. Its ballistic missiles are barely hitting Israel, barely able to get past.
They didn't last year. They didn't get through much last year.
Sitting in a bunker. All of this is a joke.
All of this is a joke, telling everybody that you're secretly winning when you're getting cooked. Who does that help? Check out the new big L for the E-Crusaders.
He puts it. As Catholics, we're
Hold on, who is this? Who is this again? This is the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, the same group that disavowed Nick Fuentes and the Groypers. Major U.S. Catholic bishops group that disavowed the Groypers teamed up with the American Jewish Council to do a report condemning Fuentes and the Groypers. And then when we say, hey, Catholicism isn't the answer, it's fake and Jewish, you're worshiping a Jew, like we saw in the intro video, this is Fuentes' response. Oh, you just hate, you just are too prideful. All this non-argument. He's got none of these people have any good argument to what we're saying.
Max K sent $25. Shit on Henson, truth for disparaging Christ. Big merch buyer and supporter. Love the content.
Well, I'm not, you tell me to do something, I'm going to do what you tell me to do. But, I mean, the guy is an apostate. And it's very sad what happened.
Apostate.
He allowed hatred to consume him. And now he's turned his back on God. And I think,
oh, you just hate Jews so much you don't want to worship the Jewish Messiah. And you hate so much, you hate the chosen people so much, you turn your back on the God that chose them. Really?
that whatever you believe about the Jews, Jesus Christ is the truth.
No, it's not.
Jesus-
Your argument is just, it's the truth. It's the truth because it says it's the truth. No, Jesus is not the truth. It's a Jewish fairy tale. It's fake. That is the argument. You can't just say, it's truth. It's truth. It's truth that that it's the king of the Jews and you're disavowed by the Catholic Church. That's the truth.
Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. If you're not touched by the gospel, it's because your heart has been hardened.
Oh, you've been hardened. If you're not brainwashed by the fake mythical gospels, your heart is just hardened. This is so stupid.
It is the truth. The Trinity is the truth. And
My Trinity is true because I say it's true.
Over 357N2 sent $5 on Rumble. You and Mark's discussion was great. I agreed with you on some and him on some. Both of you kept it respectful and on point. Top tier RW discourse. Hats off to the both of you.
Thank you, Revolve. Yeah, stream's a W. Always a W.
put hard in their heart because of anti-Semitism, their hatred of the Jews against.
Oh, dude, you just don't know. It's even if Christianity was not, if it was, throw Jews out of it completely. It's still fake and Jewish. It's not true. That's the biggest thing. It's because it's not true. Oh, you just hate Jews so much that you just don't even want to worship the Messiah they rejected. This is such a pitiful response. It's not because of hate. It's not because of hardened. It's not because of pride. It's because it's fake and Jewish.
Of anti-Semitism, their hatred of the Jews against Christ. I mean, that is someone that has lost the plot. They've been consumed by pride, wrath, something like that. And the proof is in the fruits. So it's sad. And it happens to a lot of people. A lot of people get so wrapped up in it, they turn their back on Jesus Christ.
LQ Doom sent $20.
A lot of people get so wrapped up with the fake Jewish fairy tales and their fake covenants that they don't believe in the King of the Jews, Rabbi Jesus. See how weak this is? Pitiful response. Brainwash, coping response. Meanwhile, let's hear what the Catholic bishops are condemning anti-Semitism, condemning the blonde beauty pageant girl, condemning Fuentes.
Lies that lead to harassment. As Catholics, we are called to walk in the truth, and so to reject the conspiracies and lies that lead to harassment and even violence against our Jewish brothers and sisters. There is a strong connection between religious freedom
you're back.
working to counter anti-Semitism, as Nostra Aetate puts it.
Yo,
what's up? You're back online.
No, man. I had to use the cord from one and the block from the other. It's probably good because I hit up Rob Dew from InfoWars and I was like, hey, I'll host an hour of the show because their morning host failed. And probably better.
And he said, no, you're doing shows with that Adam Green. You're cut off. Is that what he said?
No, he did not say that. I honestly, I think everyone's coming around. At a certain point, I see what you're saying, how it's if you make all the low IQ anti-Semitism like the number one thing, it makes it easy for them to like discount the low IQ anti-Semitism. But at a certain point, from a PR standpoint, like Kiss said, keep it simple, stupid. It's like the fact that it's just becoming a natural, normal thing for people like, the damn Jews, or that they're starting to question Israel. Like whether it's for a retarded reason or not. I mean, all the wars we've ever gotten into were fake PR stunts. So, I'm at the point where I don't even really care that much if some of the stuff is propaganda and obviously fake. I think that the people in Israel, and you could say the Jews or Zionists or whatever you want to call it, are involved in so much propaganda and psyops against the American people in the world, that at a certain point, all's fair at this point. During the German wars with Germany, you had the Krauts, and when we went to wars with the Muslims, they're all towel heads and they all just cut heads off and they kill babies. And, they have no problem using these cartoonish level psyops and propaganda.
Yeah, except they can get away with their lies and they're still in the positions of power. So you could have Christian e-crusaders online saying Jesus was Aryan and the Jews killed Jesus and they worship the devil and synagogue of Satan, right? But then the actual leadership of the church, like this guy, comes out and says, they're all heretics, they're satanic, they're not real Christians, we're defenders of Jews, and then it doesn't actually work. All we have is truthers. The truth is all the truthers have. All we have is our credibility. If everything we say is so easily debunked and collapses like a house of cards, we lose and the Jews win again. So that is what's happening. That's what's been happening. So
I think they're losing.
I completely disagree.
I think they're losing it really bad because the average person is turning against them. Back in the day, before, even Alex Jones is now saying it's the Jews. And, then I was on Stu Peters talking about how my wife was in the hospital from a blood transfusion. And he's like, that's because of the Jews. And I was like, dude, Stu, come on. And back then I was like, hey, I don't want to be tarred with this. And then now I'm comfortable saying it. So I don't know. I think that the overall average shift is there is an awakening to it going on, and there's a retarded awakening and some of it's fake. But overall, I think just the Overton window of consciousness of people being able to call them out and not be afraid to let the word leave their lips is an advantage at some level. I think that overall people are moving it
could be
by Israel. I don't think that's going back in the box.
It could be, but you have to understand that according to them, their end times plan is that the nations hate them and want to genocide them, and America, they're not safe, and it's 1930s Germany and the rising record-breaking anti-Semitism every year. Their victimhood and their persecuted minority in the larger empire is the central to their whole identity. And like the rabbis say, the anti-Semitism is going to rise. It's going to force them to make aliyah, go back to Israel, fulfill their prophecies. Then America's punished by God for persecuting the Jews. That's where this is headed. We're more likely about to get locked up, banned off all the internet, and locked up and controlled with AI thought control than the Jews get expelled or get kicked out of power or something like that. What are we really closer to? Which way is the rising anti-Semitism actually going?
Well, the question is what is the other option? What is the other path? What's the alternate path? The alternate path is to pretend that they're not in control, or to not engage in a...
No, I don't do that. I don't do that.
PR war with them, to not engage in propaganda like they're engaging, to fight a war without propaganda. I mean, what is the...
the truth. Hold on. Spreading a bunch of lies that makes them, it's like lobbing up softballs so they can get easy W's and knock them out of the park. That helps them, clearly.
Well, they spread lies about us. They call us animals, right?
That's not a lie. And no, most Jews are not going to call you an animal to your face. They would say, no, we're all made in the image of God. And
that's a lie, though.
No, they believe everybody comes from Noah. They believe Noah. They believe their souls are on a higher level than ours.
Right. They're supremacists, right?
Yeah.
But they kind of lie and pretend that they're not. They're like, oh, we hate supremacy.
Yeah, and Christians like to cope. Christians make all the same excuses that the rabbis make. Oh, it doesn't mean they're better. It doesn't mean they're superior. They're just chosen to usher in the Messiah. The Messiah comes from them. I see all the Christians regurgitate the exact same copes the rabbi do. And they're both wrong. I do think it is supremacy.
They lie and they say all the people in Gaza are Amalek, and they're all
That's not a lie though. That's just like what they think and they say. It's not a lie.
They also say, oh, we're not going to occupy. Oh, we're not trying to ethnically cleanse, and they are, and it's all provably false. But it doesn't matter because they're just doing it.
But some lies work better than other lies though. And the lies like Bibi secretly AI, most normal people see that and think Candace Owens and these people are retarded, and they become the laughingstock of normal society.
Yeah.
And it just never goes anywhere but the fringes of the internet that's really being allowed to flourish anyway with all the big tech algorithms.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Joe Kent would have been able to come out and say the things he said if the overall football watching retard wasn't pre-programmed to the idea that there could be a problem with Israel, which I know you've been trying to tell in a high IQ manner, but a lot of people just don't absorb high IQ information, unfortunately. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, you're kind of conceding the fact that they've chess moved this entire thing out, and no matter what happens, that it actually is going to go their way, and the world is going to hate them, and everyone's going to go back, and somehow their entire plan is just going to work flawlessly, and there's never going to be a chink in the armor that they might overplay their hand. I think what I'm hoping, and some of the other people, like Harrison Smith, for example, you know, he's like, we got to press the attack now, because it doesn't mean push fake videos, but he's just like, they're kind of on the ropes in a PR war right now. Like, let's put our foot on the gas. Don't be like, oh, well, you know, some people are right, some people are wrong. Like, let's while people are starting to catch on, let's just go full gas ahead. That's why I'm kind of okay with propaganda at this point, whether it's totally real or not. I mean, I'm not going to engage in it. Like I said, I when they first put.
So you think it? Hold on. Do you think admitting publicly that you're okay with lying as long as it makes people hate Jews, you think that's a good strategy?
No, I'm saying if you're in a war, which I believe we are in a war, and that propaganda is being waged as a weapon, to not utilize the weapon that the enemy is using and play fair is retarded, is what I'm saying.
So we should cheat. They cheat, so we have to cheat too. That's kind of what you're saying.
Well,
except who does this propaganda help though? Like I explained earlier, especially like the Bibi's dead and all the fake AI videos of Israel getting hit with missiles. Like, who does that help? It's not helping.
I said it before. I mean, yeah. I wish I could have brought up. I mean, I probably could share a screen, but it would slow down the flow here. But I posted the first thing I posted when he did first of all, when they did the multiple finger things, I made fun of Ryan Matta, who I actually like. He put me in his documentary. I've met him. I've hung out with him. But I mean, he's definitely a clickbait. He's definitely into clickbait. And I don't know if he believes everything he's saying. I think he just sees what's going to be a viral thing, and he'll jump on it if it kind of goes along with what he's saying. And I mean, he was, like I said, he was like showing a picture of Bibi Netanyahu's hand like this, saying, "Oh, all his fingers are the same size," and he's like circled around it. And some of the people in the comments were even like talking like there was a different number of fingers, and I was like, are we even looking at? Are we on the same planet? Like, there's literally 4 fingers and a thumb in this picture. Like, what are you even talking about? And so I was starting with that. And then when they did the coffee shop thing came out, I just assumed it was real right off the bat. And I was just like, great, guys, you retards, you fell into their trap. Now Bibi gets to come out, who's pretty much on the ropes in his PR campaign. Now he gets to like miraculously come back and make fun of everybody and make you look like a clown. So yeah, I mean, being totally retarded does not help anyone. But the idea that there could be AI fakes used is not unplausible at all. And the fact that if you were in a war and you're trying to project strength and hoping that the war is going to die down in a few days, and maybe you're trying to broker peace behind the scenes and you don't want to let them know that they've had this massive victory and just rally the troops, that is something I could even see. You know, why wouldn't you do that if you're in a war that you thought, you know, your generals are saying, look, if we can just keep pressing this attack for another 5 days, we could come to the table and we get what we want. And they just somehow got a lucky shot and took your president out. Are you going to give them that victory? Like before the talks, you're going to say, look, you guys aren't doing well. You know, it's not going well for me. You're getting bombed to shit. You're running out of weapons. Let's talk. So I'm not saying they are doing it. And I definitely clowned on the clowns quite a bit. But then after looking at some of the videos, the face moving, and there's another one where there's the guy has a phone and he's like holding his phone up and the camera is obviously showing, but it's like, you know, like there's a different number. Let's say for here, there's a different number of stars on the flag, or the flag's the other way around, or something like that. It's there's like a shelf and it has all these things on it. And in the phone, the shelf doesn't have anything on it. It's weird. It's weird. So I think we're on the verge. I think people should be paying attention to whether things are AI or not. I think people are getting way carried away with it.
we have so much material and so much truth on our side already to go after, but the fact that all of the slop and the disinfo is what it's put at the forefront is counterproductive, and it makes us lose, and that's why we are losing, and the Jews are more powerful than ever, and Netanyahu's bragging about setting up a global empire, global power, and there's going to be another attack on some Jews, and they're going to just drop the hammer, hate speech law hammer, anti-Semitism definition hammer, or there's going to be, if Israel's getting hit, they'll nuke Iran if they were actually getting hit bad, or they'll do a false flag or allow just some angry Muslim to do an attack and just use it to their advantage. So it's not looking grim. And the fact that most of the awakening thinks that it's like satanic demons eating children. They don't even know they're burning Baal statues when they worship Yahweh. Baal is the enemy of Yahweh. They're burning idols that are the enemies of Judaism, thinking that they're winning. Or Candace is saying they're actually not Jews. It's pagan, gypsy, Khazarian imposters, and that they don't even believe the Torah and they don't worship Yahweh. They're completely missing the mark.
Admitted that people like Ryan Motto post things that they sometimes know aren't true but know will go viral anyway. Do they not care that some of those things will hurt the movement?
They don't.
Yeah.
Or they think that the lying is helping. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it's a slippery slope from propaganda that could be maybe useful in mobilizing retards to a cause that you can't get through to them. Like you're not going to sit them down and tell them logically why the Jews are running everything. You need to give them some retarded clickbait thing. You need to give, just like, the Jews did the 40 beheaded babies. Like that was proven wrong, and they still say it. They've got that. They just keep saying
they can get away with. That's the point. They can get away with their lies because of the media influence. They can dictate to most people what is credible and what's not credible. And I'm sorry, but Candace Owens and Stu Peters and Alex Jones are not helping on the credibility scale.
Yeah. So let's put you in the emperor shoes of the Western world right now. We just decide everyone just finally gets Adam pilled, and
green pilled,
and they decided green. Jeez, what am I talking about? Green pilled. Everyone gets green pilled. Do you have that? A shirt? That would be.
That's a meme on the show. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Sorry, I'm not watching enough. So yeah,
we are apparently not green pilled. Confirmed, not green pilled.
Yeah. I just talked to him on the phone. I don't know his. I don't listen to the show all the time, but I do watch the clips. I do see some clips from time to time. Good. But so you get green pilled, and we just put you in as, what would you like to be? Emperor, King, Supreme Leader of America. Well, first of all, give yourself a title.
I don't know, dude.
You like Emperor, King. Supreme Leader?
Sure. Yeah, Emperor.
Keeper of the Nordic bloodlines, or
sure. Sure.
So we'll just go.
What would I do
from now on?
Yeah, dude, this is such a big. I'd have to think about it, dude. I don't know. That's never gonna happen, so I haven't thought about it.
You get handed the check. Well, you should think about it because constantly saying everybody's is going about it the wrong way, which I get. You literally make better points than 99.9% of people out there. And like when I ever want to have a reasonable conversation, you're the one I call.
Thank you.
But at the same time, constantly saying that everyone's doing the wrong move, but not proposing an alternate move, just saying, don't make that move, don't make that move, don't make that move. The question is what move do we make, and how do we create maybe a propaganda war or an awareness campaign to actually get people on the page of what do we do, as opposed to almost buying into the self-fulfilling prophecy that the Jews have it all figured out. And anytime we do anything, they've scripted that to get us to do the thing, and basically conceding that we are just goyim that they basically control. And we're just too stupid to figure out any other way. And all roads lead to them winning. Like, how do we escape that?
The roads that lead to them winning are the biblical road. The prophecy Abrahamic end times road is where they win. that if the opposition to Jews is led by other people that believe in their prophecies and their God, we're gonna lose because it's their script, their blueprint, their plan. They're the authors. They're the ones with the secrets. They're the ones pulling the strings and have the upper hand. So hold on.
I respectfully disagree with guest's take on propaganda. One should never lie to pander. It reminds me of the Jake Shields clip saying you should just lie about Jesus not being Jewish, etc.
I agree. Yeah. Let's just Jake was like, just never admit he's Jewish. Just say he's not. It's just like, that's not going to work because it's so easily debunkable. You're not going to convince the majority of people in churches. You'll be laughed out of there and they'll think you're an idiot. So yeah, lies like that, lies they can get away with that are effective. There could be effective or counterproductive lies. Not every lie is treated the same. For propaganda
I'm just saying,
purposes.
if you look at all wars throughout history, at a certain point, people use propaganda, and there's got to be.
That's what this Bibi stuff is propaganda against us. It's making people think that we're winning when we're really losing. It's trusting the plan. It's Operation Trust method.
Yeah. So again, they're using the weapon. They are using the weapon. Maybe
we're not using the weapon against the Jews, saying Bibi's AI. They're using the weapon against us. That is the disinfo.
Everything we do, we just get manipulated into winning for them. There's just nothing we can do. Let's just admit we're Goyim, and we could just stop fighting and just start worshiping Jews and get it over with. Maybe if we worship them, maybe that will.
Well, Christians and Muslims are doing that. Actually, they are being dumb, gullible sheep Goyim, following the Jewish Messiah and believing in Jewish prophecy. Exactly. So you said if I was king. I never thought about if I was king, what exactly would I have every single rule? Because I'm not going to be king. That's not in the cards. But like, what do I suggest when I say people get things wrong? I always explain what the right thing is. The right talking points that we should be having. It's Jews that believe in Yahweh and want their Moshiach and their God to rule the world. It's actually the most simple, easily provable at face value. The reality is easy. Everybody else comes up with all these convoluted, twisted, contradictory, baseless type of theories. It's demons, it's fallen angels, and it all just keeps people in the loop where if it's demons and Satanists running the world, well, then the solution is to believe in Jesus and the Jewish God. So they got you stuck in the Judeo paradigm, being dupes. If you go along with if your opposition is rooted in Torah Judaism, you've lost.
So it just discrediting of basically the Old Testament and all, Abrahamic religion in general would be your path to victory.
Stop being brainwashed by the prophecies and the Jewish fairy tales. Well, the churches are already largely emptying out in recent times.
Yeah,
especially in Europe.
But I mean, even now, I mean, this whole we're going to war for to crush the enemies of Israel, and apparently they're actually saying this to the military now when they're going off to war now, getting them all hyped up because they figure if you're gonna fight Muslim extremists, you gotta brainwash your guys to get hyped up too, because people are like, I'm sick of this. Where's my Netflix? I want to go home. Whereas the Muslims say what you will, I think a lot of them are really, willing to die for what they believe in, whether it's true or not. So, I mean, it is a powerful force to mobilize people and to mobilize people against the people who are willing to literally die for what they believe in by saying, just don't believe in anything and keep fighting. It's a tricky battle to win. We could believe in something else.
I would still die for things. I would die for my family. I would die for my nation under the right circumstances. I would still die for things. And I don't believe in.
But you might be willing to make a deal if your family would be.
Well, so do Christians and believers make deals too.
Did Muslims?
You don't need the Bible to be willing to die for a cause. That's the point I'm getting.
I used to be an atheist. I was a full-on atheist for a very long time. And I'm not saying I'm hook, line, and sinker on the Abrahamic thing, but the idea that there's no metaphysical reality to me seems silly also. Do you think it's totally made up that all, if you go back to Sumerian texts and stuff like that, they talk about, people coming from another planet messing with our DNA? Don't you think that's weird that that was in the oldest books written?
No. People are trying to figure out where they came from and coming up with stories. I don't think that's weird.
$10 on Rumble.
Hold on.
Christian feudal rule conditioned Europeans to not care about their own. Orphanage in Ireland. Nuns murdered 796 babies and kids hiding their bodies. Not one pepe from conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It was a little random. He said like some Christians sacrifice some kids or something.
Is that
I
the
don't
Canadian
know.
thing? That was proven false if it's the Canadian thing. They found no bodies.
Orphanage in Ireland.
Oh, Ireland. Okay.
Nuns mass murdered 800 babies and kids hiding their body.
Interesting.
I hadn't heard of that one,
What's the
Thunderstorm.
name of that? Oh, just Google that alone.
Orphanage Ireland babies, I guess. I don't know.
You gonna try it?
I've never heard of that.
Me either. But yeah, there's sick people everywhere. I mean, people kill, people rape, people steal. It's a pretty common thing. Do you think I've talked to you about this before, but I mean, so you think it's completely impossible that there was any intelligence behind the creation of Earth and different things like this? Like, you think absolutely the entire universe just bumbled along, that just fell into place?
Yeah, I don't see how an intelligence could like make a planet. Like gravity makes a planet, and elements from exploded stars in the universe makes a planet. Not like an intelligence. What you think, like some hive mind like magically pulled everything together, or just like poofed it into existence or something?
Well, you look at people like Elon, right? Like he's spending billions of dollars using basically the blueprint of life itself to build humanoid robots, and using billions of dollars and every modern thing in the universe. And he was trying to build hands a certain way. And then he basically, in the end, he's like, you know what? I have to build it the way the hand is because it's actually just the best way. And then they go, well, they're using different logical, reasoning programs. And they're like, actually, we have to go back to this reasoning program that human beings already have because it's just the best way. And I mean, when you consider the fact of everything in the world just working so perfectly down to the quark, like it doesn't, there's math that if you just alter the weight of an electron, the entire universe would collapse into nothing. Or if you just alter the speed of a quark or whatever by a tiny bit, the mathematics of the entire thing collapses or explodes. It's like, it's just so finely, perfectly tuned. And then you have like on Earth, oxygen changing out for carbon dioxide to go to the plants. The leaves fall down, they fall to the earth, they mulch the soil, the gas comes up, it feeds the ants nutrient the soil feeds the air. Like the level of complexity is just beyond just like a random occurrence. I think it's kind of weird to just believe that all the universe. I mean, do you think the universe is intelligent?
No.
Are you intelligent?
I think evolution can incrementally create brains that have intelligence.
Are you intelligent?
Yes, I have a very advanced, developed, evolved brain that has what we call intelligence.
Are you part of the universe?
Do brains exist? Does intelligence exist outside of a brain?
Are you part of the universe?
I am.
Is the universe intelligent?
I said yes. Through evolution, it can develop brains that have intelligence.
The universe is intelligent, but only in your mind.
Okay, if you say it like that, yeah.
So and then so people say, well, do you think the universe is judging you? Well, no. Well, are you judging me? Yes.
Other people are judging. Yeah. Other.
So therefore, the universe does judge. The universe does make things. The universe does create. The universe is intelligent, but only inside your little tiny brain, and everywhere else it doesn't and can't exist. They actually have microcilia, right? They'll put them on they'll use them to figure out the roads in cities. Have you ever seen this? They make a road map where they'll have all the different buildings in the city, and they'll like put a little sugar or something on each one, and they'll have the microcilia map the roads, and it will actually make a road map of that city that is more efficient than any other road map that they can make, even with computers. So it figures out one way or another. It's built into the very mathematics and structure of the universe to figure shit out. So it's not on the level of like, I think he should go to hell and I think this and I should think that, but there's like an order to things. There's like I say, there's a lot of consciousness in the universe, and we're conscious. Dogs are conscious. Even ants make decisions to go left or right or run away from things. And you can actually teach bumblebees like how to open doors and stuff like that. Tiny, tiny, tiny little brains. They're in there like, oh, maybe I should learn this. So there's all these things around that are learning and doing and making things. And we just discount the idea that anything's conscious or smart outside our own mind. I think it's very
other minds, other things are smart too. I think it is interesting. I'm not sure if it's totally true, but I've seen the memes where they show like what the universe looks like and how it kind of looks like brain synapses. Maybe all the known universe is just a brain neuron with a bunch of synapses inside, and we're just what's it called? I'm halfway joking here.
A figment.
No, what's the term? Fractals. It's fractal. So in every neuron of every brain, there's another universe, and we're just a neuron in a brain in another universe. But no, let me answer one question though. Hold on, I gotta back you up. Because you're making the fine-tuning argument. You say, how does everything seem to work out so well? With evolution, answers that. If it didn't work out, it wouldn't continue procreating and passing on the genetics, and it wouldn't be here. And a lot of things didn't work out, and that's why they've gone extinct. And life finds a way on Earth because we're in like the perfect zone, but how much of the rest of the universe is inhospitable to any life? If God is intelligent and he's trying to create a universe with life, why is it like most of the places on Earth we couldn't even survive? We can't even go outside without burning our skin like crazy in a lot of part of the Earth.
Well,
we'll freeze to death in a lot of the part of the Earth if we're not smart enough to kill animals and wrap ourselves with their skin. So it's not, the fine-tuning argument is not a good argument for life, because that's like saying, how did that river fine-tune the shape right in the middle perfectly of that big canyon? And it's like, that's not what happened. It carved the canyon. Evolution.
There's a feedback loop that happens in the mycelium is what they'll send out basic levels, and then they'll see which ones are connecting better and which ones are going different ways. But there's just a built-in ability to figure things out. So it's built into it. And then the question of where it came from. Obviously the universe has been here forever. The idea of it just popping out of nothing, that's completely false. The Big Bang,
I don't believe that
is made up.
No, there could be. I don't know that it's made up, but they don't say that the Big Bang before that there was nothing. There could be infinite Big Bangs. The universe could be a Big Bang natural. That could just be a natural phenomenon. On the other side of every Big Bang is a whole nother universe exploding out of it. Or
it's impossible for something to come from nothing. It's just not happening.
Which is what the Bible says. It says God creates everything out of nothing by just saying it with his words in an ancient Jewish book.
Yeah, but he was already here though, theoretically. So the knowledge.
Yeah, but everything else wasn't though.
The E equals MC squared, the speed of light, the strength of gravity, the size of a quark, the wavelength of a muon. All that was already mathematically dialed in. Like, because if the universe explodes, what does it explode into? Anyway, we're getting.
Well, it does explode. It's not dialed in for life. It's not dialed in for life if you're right next to a star that's burning on fire. Here's a question. Let me ask you, okay? If there was no God, what would the universe look like? And what would Earth look like? Life on Earth if there was no God.
Well, like, depends on what your definition of God is, you see. So it's like
a creator. No intelligent creator. What would the universe look like?
Well, when something's that intelligent on such a giant level of creation, like we're not talking about like a guy like nailing two 2x4s together, you know what I mean? We're like thinking about like a chess level beyond a trillion chess.
Magic. We're talking about magic, basically. Supernatural.
Well, the universe is magic. The fact that the universe even exists magic. The fact that these atoms have existed for an infinite amount of time, just out of electricity, which no one even knows what electricity is. No one knows what matter is. If the lower you go down and you look at matter, the further and further you go, it just ceases to exist. It's a fugazi. You go down inside the atom, inside that there's a nucleus, inside the nucleus there's a muon, inside the nucleus there's a quark, inside the quark there's a wavelength, inside that, and then it goes down into probabilities, which I don't necessarily believe. I don't believe the whole quantum. I think quantum is a lot of hype. The whole quantum mechanics thing there's a lot of hype going on with that, but the universe itself is magic. The fact that reality exists at all and has this level of complexity, if you can't say that's magic, then I don't know what is.
I just magic. I think of like violating rules of the universe, or like something popping into existence out of nothing, like a whole earth, animals, man being made from, like the Bible says, man was made from dust, and then God blew air into his nostrils. You know, that's magic.
It's possible that we were genetically modified by an alien.
Well, then those aliens would have had to evolve too first, though.
Yeah. There's a chicken and egg thing where it just goes on and on forever. That's the super mega psychedelic factor, that there is no end to it. You ever do any DMT?
No.
Defend the guest. This is a good example of judging claims versus the person making them. I think Adam's area of focus analysis is great, but I disagree on everything from evolution to Earth shape.
Oh, don't disappoint me, Max Talpair. All right.
So he's saying the Earth's flat now. We got a flat
Earth. Yeah.
So I
Sorry.
can't follow the flat Earth thing, unfortunately.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank God. Thank the realm. Hey, bro, I just want to ask you though, real quick. Hold on.
Actually say that.
Thunderstorm 9 sent $5 on Rumble.
Have you ever looked at the universe on weed, man? Tell me, Matt.
I know. I just derailed the entire show. We're supposed to be.
Why do you think we're here, bro?
I don't know, man. I'll tell you, I don't buy the simulation theory either. I think that's a made up thing. Elon loves that. All these little AI bots love the idea that we're living in a computer game, which is basically crack for, like, when you get down to what's happening in the universe. You're like, well, where did it all come from, man? Well, we're just in a computer game. It's like, yeah, but you have to have a computer with electricity, with mathematics, with the understanding of a human being before you.
In a non-simulation world, right? Yeah. Hey,
even if you were, like, why would you simulate something down to the level of me taking a dump? Like, why does my house get dirty if I'm in a simulation? Like, that's just a waste of input. Like, why do I need individual dust grains falling on my table making it dirty? Can't everything just be like clean all the time? Like, was that necessary to work in dirt and going to the bathroom into the simulation to have us be able to contemplate the universe? I don't think that was necessary. Seems like a waste of data to me.
You know what I think? If there was no God, the universe and life on Earth would look exactly like it is.
Well, of course, because you don't believe there is any. You don't believe there's order. You didn't even believe the universe was conscious at first, but now you concede that it is.
No, consciousness in the universe, not a consciousness that created the universe, but consciousness that is a product within the universe.
Have you created anything consciously?
Yeah, because I have a brain that can. I have brain matter that can create something.
How does it work, though? It uses electricity. It uses the mathematical structures that were already there. So you're basically functioning off universe juice. And you're building something saying, I created something, sure, me, because I'm special, but I'm not, like, utilizing the juice of the universe, the understanding of mathematics and gravity and space and time to actually put this thing together. You know, it's of course there's consciousness behind that creation level, but then once it leaves your head, you just discount it completely. So anyway, I think there's a higher order of consciousness that's going on. I think we can't put it on paper, but we definitely got derailed. Did you want to bring up another clip, or are we just going to keep spiraling out?
No, that's good. We spiraled. We spiraled good. They wanted to hear more about the DMT. You were about to say something about DMT, and then we shifted topics. Did you have something there? What were you going to say about the DMT?
It's pretty intense, and it's when you do it, you definitely feel like you're in an alternate dimension, and you definitely feel like that dimension is a dimension of thought and light, where light and pattern create consciousness. And it seems very real when you're there, and it doesn't seem like a hallucination. It seems like you're like literally like in the meat and potatoes, in the structure of it. And there's definitely a consciousness to just the number of moving particles. I mean, look at these AIs. They're most of the people that make the AIs, they don't even know how they work. They just put basically enough virtual neurons together, and it starts figuring shit out. Like they can give it a few words of a different language, and it starts understanding how to speak that language.
DNA
So they're
to
actually
a
saying that
computer
these
code.
data centers are really just
repeatedly
basically
correctly. That takes
almost
intelligence.
downloading consciousness from the universe just with a certain number of synapses. So every time you interact with the person, even on a subconscious level, or an ant talks to another ant, like it doesn't get the big picture of what the colony understands, but each individual action ends up spiraling out into what we would see as an ordered consciousness, and creating things on a higher level. So I'm just saying, if you ever do DMT, it's pretty intense, and it might just shake you a little bit from what you're like. There's nothing. It's all legit. Everything's just normal. We're just pond scum, and the universe just happens to exist forever and be infinitely large and made out of the most amazing stuff ever, and just lasts forever and goes on, and happens to have beings in it, billions of beings that are conscious and talking and building things and making things. But it all just happenstance, but yet everything from us down, that's all conscious. So we're building this, but everything from us up, that's just completely out. We're just a one-off little thing. That it's not a function of the way the universe exists at all. It's just a weird little sprite that just fraggled off the side. When I say it's actually a little bit more based on the actual structure of the universe and the way electrons move, and the way rewards get given, it turns into consciousness one way or another.
Yeah, but you're introducing chemicals into the brain that are having an effect, changing the brain, making things seem and feel a different way. In my younger years, I did experiment with some psychedelics, never DMT, but so I do know what you're talking about, but I still think it's just messing with the brain and having a different altered state of perception, not that any like alternate universe. Hold on.
Grand chemist who after billions of years figured out the formula for the planets. After a few more billions of years it figured out the formula for humans.
Now, Matt Baker, my name is Alex Jones, and I've never taken DMT, but my friend Joe Rogan has.
I didn't see the guys with the little hats, though. I did not see. Everyone sees the guys with the little green hats. There's no little green hats. By the way,
the machine clockwork elves. Joe Rogan told me all about the machine clockwork elves, and they're shape-shifting reptilians, and they hate Jesus, and you got to read the Bible, and they attack Tucker Carlson.
Still cool with Richard?
The Goyam, work for us. Mark Levin here. Mr. Banuso. Mark Levin.
So you're telling me you like Mark Levin? Is that what you're telling me?
He's my hero. What's his nickname? The Great One? No, I think that's Michael Savage, the Chosen One.
No, he's the Great One. Michael Savage. You like Savage? I like Savage.
No.
You don't like Savage?
Joe Rogan told me all about the clockwork elves, the machine clockwork elves. They're interdimensional demons. David Icke's been on for 20 years talking about the interdimensional demons. The energy vampires. They literally baby babies, ladies and gentlemen. They're demons. You got to believe in Jesus. Jesus is the answer. Be very scared of all the demons, but there's nothing we can do. The Antichrist revelation is here. We got to believe in Jesus.
Yeah. The frogs are being turned gay, though. And the Epstein files were real. You can argue over the jerky thing. Apparently, you've proven that wrong. I haven't seen that whole episode, but when it came to the Podesta emails, did you have a reason why they were talking about thousands of dollars of hot dogs and
Yeah. The White House is flying in a Chicago hot dog company, all the catering company, a bunch of the workers, the servers, all the food. They mark up the price. It's for the government contract. Completely reasonable to have a $60,000 bill for a big White House event to have some catering. Absolutely.
For hot dogs.
No. Yeah. Hot dogs can be, they sell, they're probably selling them for $20 a pop. You don't know how these companies make widgets and sell them to the government for like a $10,000 toilet seat.
Yeah. What about the kids in the hot tub that are trained well, but go easy on them? That was just all, that's just.
I don't know. Maybe trained swimmers. I don't know. I don't
You don't think anyone's perverted out there? You don't think anybody, I mean, at this point in the game, you know what I'm afraid of?
No, of course I think there's people that are perverted and kids get raped and there's child abuse and trafficking and stuff. Of course. I've never denied that.
It? I mean, yeah, who's going to be, someone's got to do it. You know, someone's got to be the purveyor of the thing then, right?
Yeah. It just happens to be Hillary Clinton right before the election with Trump, of course.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, Trump really saved us. Trump and the White Hats really saved us from Hillary and the deep state and the pizza gators, right? Yeah. Trump got to the bottom of all of that. No, it was a bunch of disinfo to get Trump elected for the most part. Q-tard, and then it morphed into QAnon, which is more of a psyop.
And then Trump loves Clinton now, and then Hillary now backs Trump. Oh, it's painful. It is painful. Yeah.
Check out this. I'd never seen this one. This is new. Pete Hegseth wearing a Build Israel Great Again hat in 2018.
That's AI.
Is it really? It could be.
I just said it. I don't know. Fuck. Can't tell anymore.
I mean, it looks like it's posted on their website. I mean, he did take thumbs up photos in front of it.
Build. I don't say build. I say Mason. Or make, like, who said? I love how she says I don't say it, like somehow because she, a black woman who was raised God knows where, doesn't say a word, then ain't.
Yeah, pretty sure ain't is like in the Ebonics dictionary. I'm pretty sure it isn't. Ain't, yain't, you ain't, you aren't is yain't.
That's very dialectic. Who would say baby mama?
That's regional.
Weird.
That's
weird. God.
Here he is talking to his 13-year-old. Clips. Yeah, I cover her way too much. My audience hates it, but it's like I have to. She's the #1 podcast in the world, spewing pure garbage. I have to expose it and show how cooked we are.
What I think part of the problem with this thing is because she has her, what did she call her moms or whatever, the investigator moms? Her true crime moms,
her wine sleuths,
something
wine mom sleuths.
Yeah, and they're like all like, Candace shares my tweet. You know, it's like,
hold on, it's playing.
To come today with a shofar horn call. I guess 2 more weeks for sure this time.
No, that was just some kooky rabbi. We knew that wasn't going to happen. Netanyahu shot it down. The Messiah's not coming on Thursday. Today was the Thursday that some rabbi is saying the Messiah is coming. So. Check on Adam King. Somebody call Adam King and find out what he's up to with the red heifer ashes. We got to know if the Messiah is here.
Have you had him on?
No, it's been a while. I told him I need to get him back on. It's been a long, long time.
Optics Prime sent $5 on Rumble. Happy Moskich Day, Adam. Has he arrived yet?
No. 2 more weeks. Trust the plan. We didn't pray hard enough, so he's not here yet.
Is it the
let's see.
Or is it Jesus? Because there are 2 different things, right?
Well, Jesus is a Moshiach. Moshiach just means Messiah.
But he was the but the Jesus, the Jews don't believe Jesus was, right? He was not, but that the
Jews that first created him did.
Mashiach will be Jesus when he comes back.
Yeah, they think of him as a messianic figure and a prophet, and that he is going to come back and team up with the Mahdi and defeat the Dajjal, the Antichrist in Islam.
Yeah. So if he's coming back, he's got to be supernatural. Like he can't just come back. So they say he didn't rise from the dead.
No, in Islam he didn't die. They say he didn't die.
He just doesn't die.
Yeah, he just ascended to heaven.
Well, I mean, technically, if even if as a Christian, you would have to admit that Jesus, if he is truly the Son of God or the Trinity, that he never, no offense to Jesus, but I always did think this, especially when I was a a full-on atheist, raised Catholic, and I used to argue with the priests all the time, and they were just so retarded they couldn't even, express their opinion because they just trust the plan. Whatever, you just have to have faith. If you ever ask them a question, they're just like, "We just have faith, brother." And I'd be like, "What about this?" And they just wouldn't know the answer. And so that's why I was just like, okay,
that's devilish, satanic thoughts entering you. Yeah. That's Satan whispering in your ear, giving you those doubts.
I was always like, but he died on the cross for our sins. And I was always like, I mean, it must have been nice knowing that you're part of the Trinity and that technically you're, still sitting on the throne by the side of, God. Like, I mean, I could probably go through dying if I knew I wasn't actually going to die. I mean, it might be a little easier. I mean,
how much did he really sacrifice?
I did 3 tours in Iraq. I lost 3 legs, but then I came back and I was totally fine. It's just like a video game, It's like, I mean,
think of all the people on earth that suffered worse than Jesus, but his suffering saved the whole world because God decided so.
Yeah, so he put him into the virtual. God put his son into virtual reality, and knowing that he would survive the test. And so he went through it. And I mean, maybe it was excruciating, like he was plugged in like Neo into the Matrix. It was like, God, this sucks. But at the same time, in the back of your head, like, I just have to grin and bear it for a few more days, and I'll be back in the game. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, he just had a bad weekend, basically.
Yeah, it's just like, I've been there, man. I've been there. No. Yeah, I keep an open mind. I do find the whole Jesus story a little tricky to believe, but I always used to believe that all the books were rewritten and this was all just made up stuff written down, from that. God knows what the original books were, but they've actually found some of the original books and they're surprisingly similar, And I was talking to you about the Ethiopian Bible. They've cut a lot of it out, but some of the stuff that was originally there is actually quite ancient. But so the Jews just
ancient doesn't mean real though. Ancient or not changed that much doesn't mean it's real.
I was under the assumption that it had been like Chinese whispered the whole time, and God knows what it even was supposed to be about. But so you think the Jews just basically created Jesus as like the opposite to Superman being your God? Superman like kicks ass. He just crushes everybody. And your God is like always turning the other cheek. He refuses to have a porn website. He refuses to gamble. He refuses to make money off of usury. And they're like, the Jews come along and go, you ever hear them? They're always like, well, the only reason we did usury was because the Christians would refuse to do it. So you kind of create like anything that makes money, you make illegal for your slave class. Like, don't take an eye for an eye, you turn the other cheek, and don't kill anybody and don't make money and don't sell porn and don't have strippers and don't get,
don't try to be first. The first will be last. The first will be last. So you don't need to be first. You can die. It's okay. You'll go to heaven.
Yeah. And if you just live a poor life and do nothing and just are totally meek, then you will win. And we will take the sin of driving the giant cars and banging all the hookers and making all the money off all the casinos. And you will go, and it is an interesting, like creating but it is funny though. The Christian ethos has done some good for culture, I think, in keeping people from completely spiraling out.
I mean, it causes a lot of people to spiral out too, and mentally ill people really gravitate to religion also, and I think it pushes mentally ill people to be more mentally ill, actually, and schizophrenic. It is kind of a schizophrenic conspiracy theory to think, the Bible's real and God's watching you. And if you don't believe in the sacrifice and the blood magic, then you're going to go to hell. Like, it's not healthy. We need to bring people back into the real world and in reality.
Yeah. Like I said, good luck on that one. What do you think? I mean, I just foresee that as almost a fool's errand at this point. I mean, to try and convince
me too. The Goyim want to be slaves. That's the problem. I've got Goyim fatigue. They want to be dupes and slaves, and they want to. Yeah, exactly. That is the problem. You're right. Yeah, that's the conclusion we're at.
But even the Jews. So if the Jews knew it was all fake, then did they believe their own religion, or it's just a business operating system?
Most of them do, but maybe the priest class and the originators and the ones at the very top right now maybe know it's fake, and it's just like they know it's a control mechanism on their people and by extension Christianity and Islam, because if the source is fake and a Plato's noble lie to control everybody through the power of prophecy, and like Orwell says, you control the present, you control the past, you control the future. Well, the religious people are controlling the present. They have the fake, because of the fake history of the past, and then because of prophecy and everybody believing, controlling the future.
Do you think they're working in conjunction with the mullahs, or do you think the mullahs are actually fighting the Jews?
They're fighting, but they're playing their role in the prophetic script. So by believing in the prophecies, by believing in the end time scenarios, they're theologically controlled and participating.
What are the chances that something could happen that would just throw a wrench in all of these plans? You know what I mean? Like that just some crazy mullah or somebody would just do something different that would just alter the chess game, that just somehow or another, something that they hadn't foresaw. It's kind of weird that they're able to foresee this many moves ahead, thousands of years in the future.
No, it's not. It's a loose plan. It's a loose blueprint in a framework, but they call audibles. They change the plan. They make adjustments. It's like memes. It's like a greater meme, and everybody kind of has their own motivations, their own understandings, their own agendas.
Yeah.
The prophecy
memes. We're living in a crazy world. Crazy world, man. It's insane.
Hey, you mentioned
it's only going to get crazier.
You mentioned Enoch and the Ethiopian Bible, right? The Son of Man is Jesus. This is Enoch 48, okay? The Son of Man, he's the light to the Gentiles. All who dwell on earth shall fall down and worship before him. He was chosen and hidden before the creation of the world. And he is the wisdom of the Lord of spirits. The Holy Spirit has revealed him to the holy and righteous. That's the apostles that found Jesus in the scriptures and invented him through Midrash to conquer all of the people on the earth. That's the purpose of Jesus and the Son of Man. That's the biggest. This is the most important verse in Enoch, not angels and Anunnaki and
Jesus, right?
Yes.
Pre-Jesus.
The Jesus myth was influenced by this. This is the book of Enoch found in the Dead Sea Scrolls, and definitely pre-Christian.
But also in the Ethiopian Bible too.
The book of Enoch, yes.
Yeah.
I believe that's where it's at.
Yeah, and they've claimed to have the Ark of the Covenant for, I don't know, since like the 2nd century or something, and they've been a Christian nation the whole entire time. Funny,
I think that's retarded.
Been conquered properly. Yeah.
The Jews have that. If the Jews have the menorah or the Ark of the Covenant hidden anywhere, if anything, I think.
Well, these guys have claimed to have it before it was even like, before Raiders of the Lost Ark, This is old school. Before Harrison Ford got his grubby hands on it.
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Okay, can we play this one? This is Pete Hegseth talking to his 13-year-old son, saying that these people died for you.
Didn't he? My 13-year-old son popped into my office last night.
No, they died to build Israel great again.
I was editing.
Which people are they that died? The soldiers?
He's making a comment about the American soldiers that died.
Oh yeah, great.
My 13-year-old son popped into my office last night while I was editing these remarks. He asked about the war and the families I met at Dover. And I looked at him and I said, they died for you, son. So that
just like Jesus
doesn't have to deal with a nuclear Iran. It's the truth. And they did. So to the families who said, finish this, we will. And I say the same to every American.
I had a Muslim try to argue with me that Islam couldn't have been created by Jews, because Islam condemns usury, unlike Judaism. I told her, that's all the more reason they created it, because they created different rules for the Goyim religions.
What a sad, terrible argument that they thought that was a W.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I could definitely see that part of it. Like, yeah, you guys are the weak, turn the other cheekers, and we are the dominating, kill everybody, make all the money guys. But don't worry, you'll go to heaven. Just let us win, and you'll go to heaven.
Matt, I have a book that has the Total Yeshu, it's called, and that is the secret life of Jesus. And this is the Jewish traditions about Jesus. And they literally cite those verses about turning the other cheek, and they put it in the context of a Christian and a Jew. So they mock the idea of Christians being pushovers and to easily taken advantage of because of these teachings. I'm not going to read it.
Yeah, I mean, does it look like Israel turns the other cheek?
No, they rise and kill first, actually.
And kill their dogs, kill their animals, kill their women, kill everything, salt the earth, destroy everything.
Yeah. For Jews, it's blot out the memory of Amalek and never forget. And for Christians, it's forgive and pray and love your enemy and pray for your persecutor.
Well, are they right? Are they right? I mean, like from an old Nordic perspective, wasn't like Vikings just go around, conquer? Wasn't that the thing? Or was that not true, that they weren't really like that?
No, they did a lot of that. Yeah.
Get away with killing.
They did that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the justification of the morals
for just murdering everyone. I mean, should we even hate on them for that in your world with no God? Aren't they just winning and doing the right thing? Should we just become more like Jews?
No, I think that we should have justice. We shouldn't allow them to get away with it while we police everybody else and don't do it. The double standard.
Yeah. Double standard.
Because we do and they don't, that puts them at the disadvantage.
But what is
or us at the disadvantage? Sorry, us at the disadvantage.
For what is the reason for justice? If you don't believe in God, then is it to win? Is it to have? I mean, if the people that don't have justice keep winning, and we don't believe in God, and there is no morality, then
hold on.
Jews have an ethno-religion that serves them well. We have the antithesis.
You can win and have justice, though, also. But that's the thing. If in this intelligent world, well, because we don't have justice, we got a bunch of kooky disinfo peddlers dominating the opposition. That's why. We got Christians leading the opposition that are mad at Jews for rejecting their Messiah. Like no wonder we're losing. It's crazy. Your flag and his flag kind of like blend in with one another right now. Can we hear the rest of this?
Yeah.
AI.
So to the families who said, finish this, we will. And I say the same to every American who wants peace through strength. May Almighty God continue to bless our troops in this fight. And again, to the American people, please pray for them. Every day, on bended knee, with your family, in your schools, in your churches, in the name of Jesus Christ.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
My 13-year-old son.
Pray for your soldiers dying for Israel. Yeah.
It's all about it.
Jesus, huge patriot, love the military.
Jesus, that would be a fun shirt. Jesus was a huge patriot. It's just, you're seeing them and they have like the yokes Jesus, and he's just all like, tattoos, freaking monster truck, American flag.
Check this out now. The U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops has put out a statement condemning anti-Semitism. I'm assuming directed at Carrie, beauty pageant girl that just went on Tucker and did the religious committee, and probably Groypers and Fuentes and whoever else. Let's hear his 1-minute statement condemning anti-Semitism from the real Catholics, the real Christians.
As Catholics, we are called to walk in the truth, and so to reject the conspiracies and lies that lead to harassment and even violence against our Jewish brothers and sisters. There is a strong connection between religious freedom and working to counter anti-Semitism, as Nostra Aetate puts it, in a rejection of every persecution against any man. The Church, mindful of the patrimony she shares with the Jews, and moved not by political reasons, but by the gospel's spiritual love, decries hatred persecutions, displays of anti-Semitism directed against Jews at any time and by
Unless
anyone.
the Jews
the Jewish
do it,
community
then it's
is
okay.
attacked at a far higher rate than any other religious group in the United States. If we Catholics, in truly living out the gospel, are to defend religious freedom with integrity, we must clearly speak out against anti-Semitism.
So that's what real Christianity looks like. This is the establishment Christianity.
I mean, I got to tell you, like, this is the type of stuff that drove me away from religion. This just excuses for wars. And he's like, we can't have hate. We can't have murder, persecution, while the Jews are just literally hating, persecuting, and murdering all day long. But it's like, because they're the chosen ones. Where's all this hate coming from? And you have the Israelis dancing on the graves of the bloody children. No problem at all. But God forbid a goyim might be like, hey, you guys are out of control. Like, oh, the hate. Oh, Jesus. It really is sickening. And everyone, Hegseth's over there praying to Jesus for our warriors to murder correctly and their arrows to fly straight. And then the Muslims are praying to their God and the Jews are praying to their God and everyone's praying away. It's pretty gross, man. The amount of warring that goes on in the name of organized religion is just horrific. It really is. So you never know. You might get your way. Maybe eventually everyone on the planet Earth will just become atheist. And then they can...
Hey, maybe we won't have an apocalyptic end times war and have all of our government thinking you're blessed if you bless Israel if that happens. That sounds like a W to me.
The people will fall for one religion or another. They'll just reject all Abrahamic religion, and then there'll be an AI god that will come in. People are going to fall for some kind of religion. It's inevitable. Every single race, every single culture has done it. So it's in the DNA, you might say. Funnily enough,
that's not a bad prediction that AI gods are going to replace the Abrahamic gods. That could be the future.
Yeah, that would be the one religion, right? That will really be where we put all the religious texts in, and we've come up with like one that we can all agree on, and it will just tell us, you know, how to deal with every single situation, and there'll be no more war and everyone can get along. Sorry.
No
I'm
worries.
gonna have to bail. I appreciate being on for so long. And I do apologize with the technical difficulties earlier. And I'm sorry to everybody that loves Adam for derailing your show into some kind of like hippy dippy fucking DMT trip. But yeah,
they like that. They like that.
The political situation is just so honestly, I'm doing a lot less politics, and I'm like actually working, trying to make money and trying to be healthy and, you know, not drinking and being fit and working with my business and working with my wife and trying to buy a house. And because all this stuff that I've been working on, trying to fight this battle to help Trump or to wake people up, and it just all in the end just crashes into a giant pile of shit. And so the only thing you can really, you know, if everyone in this world has more, you know, money and more security and more health, I think eventually that's, you know, at a certain point we have to focus on ourselves and become stronger and stop wasting our mind and our, you know, our attention on things that fall away to the wayside and in the end do not benefit us at all. Because I've fought so many fights and now I'm looking at all of them going, man, I know, do I have to be the retard, which I you know, here I am, the retard that supported Trump. And if Trump goes full, absolutely like 10 times as psycho as he is right now, and I have to like listen to liberals telling me I was wrong, like somehow they're on the moral high ground. So he's not only destroying his own legacy, he's destroyed the reputation and the legacy of all the people that believed and wanted to believe that we could change things and we could push things forwards. And if we just fight, we just try to get this over the hump, that maybe we'll get what we wanted, only to be all pissed on and shat on by a complete and utter sellout cunt that Trump has become, or always was, perhaps. Yeah.
Fell for it again award. Look at this. That was a nice outro. Everybody follow Matt Baker What is it? Liberty. What's your @ on Twitter for people to find you?
What is it? This guy's at slave_2_liberty, which is based on this t-shirt design, which I rocked during COVID, which at least we did stop the mask mandates. That was good. So anyway, the Gulf is the new carbon tax. So I'm the first one to say that. So you can spread it out from here.
Look, Netanyahu says, first of all, I just want to say I'm alive and you're all witnesses. It's over.
We're the witness. My wife is blowing me up, so there must be some reason. I gotta go. Love
all
you
right.
guys.
Take care.
Thanks a lot.
See ya.
Follow me.
Thanks for
Love you.
stopping by. Later.
Bye.
We'll go out to one of his AI edits that he's been making. They're wild songs. Okay, let's check Netanyahu doing his victory lap, making all of his opposition look totally retarded.
Welcome to the Foreign Press. First of all, I just want to say I'm alive, and you're all witnesses. And now that I dispatched this piece of fake news, I want to give you an update on Operation Roaring Lion. Under President Trump's visionary leadership, America and Israel are acting together in Iran with great determination and unprecedented strength. Welcome to the Foreign Press.
Owned. Okay, let's see Shabbos Kestenbaum on with Pierce Morgan talking about Carrie Bowler. And I think he says that he wants everybody to go to church again, too.
Did I speak about the religion? I would say that was a gross mischaracterization of what that hearing was all about. At that hearing, I encourage all the listeners, watch the hearing or just watch my testimony. Go on my Twitter. I posted it for yourself. I did not mention the word Israel, Zionism, Gaza, AIPAC, Bibi. I spoke about, for someone who's so concerned about the discrimination against Catholics as she purports to be, I spoke about how 20 minutes from my house, a Catholic school in Long Beach, California, was vandalized. I spoke about how I have American Mormon friends who were victims of Chance F the Mormons at Oklahoma State. Only after did I speak about the religious discrimination faced by so many young Americans in this country did I then talk about the discrimination that young American Jews are experiencing on college campuses. Not once did I engage in some political or theological discourse on Israel, but there was only one person who was fascinated by discussing the Middle East, and this is what Matt Walsh calls Israel derangement syndrome, and that was Carrie Prejean Bowler. She wore a Palestinian flag. She asked me all sorts of questions about Gaza, and I'm happy to have that debate, but that's not what the purpose of this commission was about. She betrayed the trust of President Trump and this commission to talk about the religious discrimination that so many young Americans are facing. And to Michael's point, and Michael is actually on my show at PragerU Theological, so he can attest to the fact that I believe very strongly and very comfortably as an Orthodox Jew that America is a Christian country. We would be better off and more strong as a country if more young people went back to church. If you're a Catholic, you should absolutely be going to Mass. You should be reading and learning from the New Testament and living a life in accordance with the teachings of Jesus. But if your theology says I can't...
Hey, Mark was telling me yesterday that Jews are trying to destroy Christianity and trying to empty out the churches. How come Shabbos Kestenbaum and Ben Shapiro and Netanyahu and everybody are not doing that? They're promoting you to go to church. They're not trying to expose Jesus as a midrashic myth. They're not trying to debunk the Torah. They're not telling you prophecies are fake and mind control.
Support the state of Israel, that's fine. That's your theology. You know, Carrie refuses to debate me. She said in the hearing that we should...
Fuentes refuses to debate him too. He goes, you don't have enough clout. Isn't he like the top guy at PragerU now? You can't debate the PragerU top Jew? Sounds like a cop-out.
Get coffee and then I'm silencing her speech. I've offered to debate her 9 separate times.
It's a cop-out because he knows he's going to own him and say, your Catholic church disavows you, but you should go to church and be a real Catholic.
Anytime, anywhere, but she doesn't want to, which is why she logged off before this panel. But I'm not interested in debating theology because I don't want her to change her theological viewpoints. She should believe whatever she wants to believe. But to corrupt the purpose of this commission betrays the trust of President Trump. And number two, fundamentally, this is to Michael's point, you can support the state of Israel without it having to do anything with theology. In fact, many Jews, myself in particular, were kind of conflicted as to whether the modern state of Israel established in 1948 is some biblical fulfillment, but it's irrelevant because 55% of all Jews in the world live in the modern state of Israel. It's a Western democracy. It's a liberal ally to the United States. That's why I support it, not because of these grandiose theological statements that someone who, by her own admission, only converted to Catholicism in April is suddenly fascinated in discussing. So it's entirely disingenuous.
Okay.
And, you know, shame on her for bringing the flag of a foreign country into a federal commission.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody's ever worn an Israeli pin at a government function. How about this one from John Garada? Spoken like a true Christian.
You got a problem with...
Oh, God. Yeshua is coming. Yeshua King is coming. With the Hebrew shirt.
You're going to hate heaven. You got a problem with Jewish people, you're going to hate heaven. Because the one that we worship, that we're singing about, the reason I wore this shirt today is to just shock us. Because the reality is, his name is not Jesus. That's our anglicized version of his real name. His Hebrew name is Yeshua. And you know that he is going to sit on a throne. He remains a glorified, resurrected Jewish man. If you have a problem with Jews, you are going to have a problem with heaven, because we're going to be worshiping a Jew forever and ever.
Yeah, and if you're a white nationalist, ethno-stater, and you're a Christian, you're going to have a good time in heaven with multicultural heaven. Let's see. What else do we have here? Kent stuff. And then let's do Melanie Phillips. The Kent stuff kind of bores me a little bit. I want to see these Melanie Phillips clips from See Through It All. Shout out See Through It All.
Particularly in America.
The Fuentes mix we started the show with was so good. All the best clips are in there. Excellent. I've been working on a few compilations of myself that are going to be coming out soon. Netanyahu Shills for Jesus mix, and rabbis celebrating the conquering of Christianity, of paganism with Christianity. So this is the ultra Zionist in the UK, Melanie Phillips.
The problem is that this particular faction, particularly in America, has decided that the people who are responsible for taking this away from them are the Jews. Now, why do they think that? Well, let's take it as read that there's always anti-Semitism, and there's always been anti-Semitism on the right. But why has it erupted in this way? Because these are people who feel, with some justification, that their country and their culture and their identity is being taken away from them. And they're looking, in particular in America, they're looking at a situation in which some 70% of American Jews subscribe to liberal shibboleths to do with multiculturalism, welcoming Islam into the country, saying that, you know, white people have white privilege and white guilt, and all that. There are very prominent Jews who are very prominent in this in that whole way of thinking, because the majority of Jews in America think like that, and because Jews historically are people who play a very disproportionately energetic part in the public life of a country. It's part of Jewish culture. Now, where these MAGA people go terribly wrong, to put it mildly, is that they only see the Jews as being responsible for this. So the fact that this movement of thinking, this ideology that I've just been describing against the West and its culture, the fact that that has actually come out of the universities and the liberal intelligentsia over decades, and has been enforced through the universities, through the media, through, in America, Democratic Party politics, which is mainly white, mainly not Jewish, mainly, well, not white and black, but...
Meaning not Jewish. Okay, confirm white's not Jewish.
Mainly non-Jewish. That seems to have escaped them completely. They fixated on the Jews.
I love how the lady with the Hyperborean bleached hair and the blue-looking eyes says, not white, Jewish.
Fixated in this way for two reasons. First, because they think the Jews are so prominent. That's all they can see.
Trying to blend in.
Secondly, the thing that makes it absolutely neuralgic, and they say it, they say, you have your country which is made up of people like you. You have your country to go to. We don't anymore. It's been taken away from us by people like you. And this is a terrible, terrible thing. It's resentment, it's fury, it's rage, it's pain, and it's fixated upon Jews. Now, historically, I mean, this fits into a pattern. When a society is in trouble, when it's going down the pan, when it's turning on itself, when it no longer knows what it is, the Jews in that society get it in the neck from all sides. And that's what's happening. So this is absolutely noxious. It is not just noxious for Jews, because it clearly is inciting hatred of Jews on the right. It's we're seeing the most eye-watering, old-fashioned anti-Semitic tropes coming out of the mouths of these people in America, which are completely horrendous. So to that extent, it's kind of helping normalize the worst, the most extreme kinds of Jew hatred in America. But it's going to destroy the conservative movement. Because if the conservative movement doesn't stand for morality, justice, and truth, and decency.
Oh, you mean the Jews?
Support for the Jews as embodying all those things.
So if you don't support the Jews, you're immoral. That's what she's saying.
Trying to destroy all those things in the West more generally, then the conservative movement is not worth voting for anymore.
She is so boring. I think some of these other clips are better and shorter too.
You've got. I'm getting this kind of language.
We got some new breaking Netanyahu clips coming too. He said something about Jesus.
I'm getting this kind of language being used at me from people in small c conservative circles in Britain. This resentment. You've got your country, we haven't.
We heard this.
And it's, as I say, it's a prejudice. It's poison. It has poisonous effects.
Wait a second. Hold on. She's probably pro mass immigration, and they're like, hey, don't bring in a bunch of foreigners. We don't have a country to flee to. And she goes, that's anti-Semitic. All right. I can't handle her anymore. ADL opened their 2026 Never Is Now conference by booing Haman.
That's right.
Good morning. Thank you, Habs.
$50 the ORBS tell me I'm Jesus. Lamau, here's some shekels at him.
Dude, the orbs have been telling me some crazy shit too, man. So the Messiah is coming today, and it's Adam King. People want to say, oh, the ADL, they're secular. They're not real Jews. They're Erev Rav. They're a different faction, blah, 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 all the excuses. But here they are at the ADL conference, and all the Jews are booing Haman, their Amalek fictional enemy from their mythical story.
Good morning, ADL.
Chabad Lubavitcher, too, by the way. It's a Chabad Lubavitch rabbi at ADL. They're always collaborating with ADL.
Good morning, ADL. Just 2 weeks ago, Jewish communities around the world celebrated Purim by reading the Megillah. And when Haman's name is mentioned, what do? That's right, we boo. Yet the Chabad custom is that we make noise every time we read his name. Only the few times that it is said with an...
Dude, why do all the Chabad rabbis sound like this? They all have this, accent.
Describing
Adjectives.
Trying to harm the Jewish people. The rest of the time, we keep
reading. Toira.
Because Mordechai and Esther knew the secret. They have a soul, they have an infinite light, they have a deeper mission to accomplish, and can't even be bothered to waste the time with him. As it says, Hikil Kihilot Barabim, that Mordechai was busy teaching Jewish children Torah, strengthening Jewish identity, and building Jewish life. In fact, what bothered Haman the most was that Mordechai lo yichra v'lo yishtachave. He would not kneel, he would not bow, he wouldn't even look at Haman's way. Which teaches us, when the threat is urgent, we make noise. We stand up and we respond. And then the response that truly defeats Haman is to live proudly as Jews, to build Jewish communities, to teach Judaism to our children. We hope and pray that we are able to harness the collective energy in this room to not only get rid of the Hamans of our generation, but even greater than that, to be a force of good and kindness that will bring an end to all darkness. Amen.
Amen. Stereotyping Jews is terrible.
Zionist billionaire Robert Kraft tells the ADL conference.
Throughout the nation, chants of Sig Heil, hate rallies, book burnings, the rise of Holocaust deniers, and swastikas popping up in communities throughout the nation.
What nation?
What's happening now in the United States of America in the year 2026.
See, more America's turning into Nazi Germany rhetoric.
Anti-Semitism, unfortunately, is on the rise. Jewish students felt isolated and scared on campuses.
Scared.
Social media was amplifying hate.
Dude, this is so bullshit. We remember that Jewish professor on Columbia campus. He was a provocateur going in and trying to start fights at the anti-Israel protests. He was being a little whiny, kvetching bitch, trying to start problems. And they're like, hey, don't do that. Like, don't cause a conflict. Don't get in a fight. And he's like, oh, you're persecuting me.
At a speed we had never seen before. This is really hard.
Yeah, every week there's a new anti-Semitism conference, right? We just covered one a couple days ago. And now there's another one.
For me to believe. I felt that the United States was beginning to look more and more like Germany in the 30s.
Dude, we need to do a compilation of all the times they've said that. That is the talking point. Greenblatt's book, ADL, It Could Happen Here. The rise in anti-Semitism in Edom, America, the modern day Edom. They called Germany Edom as well. And look at what happened there. They're following the same Purim template.
And I don't want the 40s to happen here. Too many good people were staying silent. I want to create an organization that...
They always say this. Too many people are... Nobody's talking about anti-Semitism. I need to create another organization. They always act like, oh, we can't be quiet anymore. It's like, be quiet. It's all you ever talk about is all the goyim hating you.
Island. I want to create an organization that builds bridges. So I used the prize to launch the Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism. I'm proud that with an additional $200 million personal commitment, that work has since grown into the Blue Square Alliance Against Hate.
Can't see the blue on your blue jacket, buddy.
The Blue Square Alliance is simple. It's to educate and inspire all Americans to recognize and stand up to hate wherever and whenever they see it.
In every shape or form.
Square serves as a symbol of unity and solidarity.
Really?
It represents sisters and brothers standing arm in arm in the fight against Jewish hate and all hate. We must refuse to accept a world where hatred is normalized and insisting that our country live up to its noblest values. Thank you to the ADL for this honor. Thank you for the work we will continue to do together. Remember, too many people in today's world want to burn bridges. We want to build them together. Am Yisroel Chai.
Okay, let's do the Netanyahu clips.
Also wrote The Lessons of History, very brief, 100-page book, in which he said, well, history proves that, unfortunately and unhappily, Jesus Christ has no advantage over Genghis Khan. Because if you are strong enough, ruthless enough.
Oh my God. the Christians are going to be like, he hates Jesus. He doesn't think Jesus is powerful. No, he's saying you have to deal with bullies. You kill it, sacrificing yourself and martyring yourself and being sent to the cross is not how you defeat evil leaders. Clearly is the point. They're going to spin this into, look how much he hates Jesus. Oh, he doesn't think Jesus can defeat Genghis Khan in real world conquerors.
Powerful enough.
Turn it up. It's just a quiet clip, dude. I got it up all the way.
And unhappily, Jesus Christ has no advantage over Genghis Khan. Because if you are strong enough, ruthless enough, powerful enough, evil will overcome good. Aggression will overcome moderation. So you have no choice. If you look at the world as it is today, you have to be blind not to see that the democracies led by the United States have to reassert their will to defend themselves.
He's saying, hey, Christians, too much of the turning of the cheek. We got to take out this evil guy. Christians, we got to be a little more brutal. This is warfare. Turn down myself up.
Jutsu sent $10 on Rumble.
Thank you,
Where were all
Jutsu.
these conferences to stop anti-white hate being taught in all the colleges in America. These people are despicable.
If somebody put together a group having an anti-white, talking about anti-white hate, all the Jewish media would call it a white supremacist hate group. But they can do it every weekend.
And to oppose their enemies in time while there's still time, before the jarring gong of danger wakes them up and wakes them up too late.
The gong of danger?
This is where we are now. The fact that people don't see that, the fact that a lot of the news media are harking on...
He's mad that the Christians aren't more hawkish on Iran. Hey, hey, Goyim, stop being such pussies, such Jesus hippie believing pussies. Help us take out Iran. Help us take out the bad guys, Christians. You're being little bitches and pussies. That's kind of what he's trying to say here, right? That's kind of the argument. That's the angle.
A lot of fake news, but also a lot of short-sightedness, and do not see the historic period and the historic struggle that we are engaged in now. Doesn't obviate these truths. Decisions on what he... And I want to close these opening remarks with one other fake news, and that is that Israel somehow dragged the U.S. into a conflict with Iran. Does anyone really think that someone can tell President Trump what to do? Come on.
Yeah, you can influence him to do what you want to do. You put him in power because he already wants to do what you want to do. Oh, do you think we've had any influence on Trump at all? We've got nothing to do with bombing Iran. But it is true. It's like, do they control Trump, or is Trump just complicit? Is he an accomplice in all of this?
Trump always makes his decisions on what he thinks is good for America, and may I add, I think what is also good for future generations. In this case, those interests are absolutely clear, and so is the clarity of our achievements. Together in close coordination with President Trump, the close coordination between America and Israel.
We're closely coordinating, but we didn't make him do it. Yeah, and that is the cope. I don't like people that say they made Trump do it anyway. That's just trying to exonerate Trump. Alex Jones and Tucker are doing this. They go, oh, Trump was deceived, or Trump was controlled, or Trump was cornered, or they lied to him, or they make all these excuses for Trump as if he has no agency of his own and he's just complicit in all of this. Yeah, we gave him hundreds of millions but that has nothing to do with him getting into office and doing what we say. It's preposterous.
Our militaries, our intelligence services, we're achieving goals in lightning speed. And I want to close these opening remarks with one other.
I thought I had another one. Okay, maybe we'll find some more, but let's do some of these Kent things. I've been waiting to watch this. It's only 47 seconds. Joe Kent 3 months ago says Iran is an imminent threat. I wonder why he changed his mind then.
They're still registering for the draft, aren't they? Like that.
Ang sent $5 on Rumble. Jared Kushner was literally wearing a red cabinet bracelet during negotiations, reporting to Netanyahu directly, who slept in Jared's bed.
Yeah, he wears it all the time. So does Ivanka. And of course, I told you Jared Kushner is going to be back for Abraham Accords. Now he's the point man on Gaza, Iran, Russia, everywhere else.
Have you ever read Nicholas Peterly Ellen's The Jesus Fallacy? History Valley has had one. Has a pretty interesting guest with a wealth of knowledge.
I think I did watch a little bit of the interview of the Jesus Fallacy author, actually. I don't remember exactly what he was saying, though. I just remember not being all that interested.
Who filled the breach? The Shia militias controlled by Iran did, and the Iraqi government's controlled by Iran. So these are, they're still registering for the draft, aren't they? Like, conclusion to the direction that we're heading in right now. And
Trump shared this tweet from Joe Kent in 2020. He says, Trump, we should not sit and wait for the next attack, wipe Iran's ballistic capability out, and get our troops out of Iraq. They are only targets now. No tribute to the professional and military intel. Okay. Professionals, not Iranian restraint. Don't have you restraint. Take out their ballistic capability. That was him 4 years ago. Now he's like, as if he didn't know the job he was signing up for and the influence Israel had. People would tell him and he'd call us anti-Semites. Now he's being investigated for alleged leaks. We got to find the rest of his clips here in a second. Oh, look at this too. I saw InfoWars was covering this, and I'm like, are they covering some old article? Infant hospitalized with herpes after circumcision involving direct oral suction. I don't know how this isn't. They should all be arrested, and this should be outlawed. All circumcision should be made illegal. But no, it's from yesterday. 2-week-old baby hospitalized, severe herpes infection after contracting the virus during a Brit Milah. They're still doing this disgusting shit.
I mean, people going, you have every civilization.
Wait, hold on. Here's another one from Joe Kent I wanted to play. 2 years ago, he said he called people anti-Semitic if they said Israel controls our government.
Yeah, hi. I've heard you talk a lot about the CCP's control over our government and institutions. Recently, I saw you disavowed Nicholas Fuentes for him discussing Israel's power through AIPAC, which has been labeled by congressmen the most powerful lobby in Washington, D.C. What makes you different from someone like Lindsey Graham when you refuse to acknowledge Israel's much stronger influence over our government and institutions?
My issue with what Nick was saying was about Hitler in particular.
See, I knew he was going to say this. Oh, how come you disavowed him for saying Israel has influence? It's like, that's clearly not what he disavowed him for. It's, of course, he's like, no, it was other stuff, other crazy shit he said.
Anti-Semitism whatsoever.
It's not, but it's not anti-Semitic to acknowledge.
When you talk about a country's influence, when you talk about a lobby's influence, that's completely and totally acceptable.
Right.
When you start talking about anti-Semitism, I completely and totally reject it.
Well, the tweet was, I strongly condemn Nick Fuentes' politics, especially in regard to our ally Israel.
Okay, fair.
Do you mind elaborating on what some things that they do for us might be? Kill terrorists.
Israel kill terrorists.
fought a lot on both sides of the chest.
And also I would say that they drag us into war more often than they keep us out of war.
That's not true. Now he's saying that in his resignation letter. Oh, how did that age? Isn't this guy like have CIA connections? His new wife is working with Gray Zone and Max Blumenthal. Apparently Peter Thiel connections as well.
That's true.
He's being investigated for... Oh, shoot, I thought I had... Oh, I do have that up. It's on this other one. Here it is.
Center. This is from Semaphore. Sources are saying that Joe Kent, the former director of the United States National Counterterror Center, this is from Semaphore, he just resigned. He's now under FBI investigation for allegedly leaking classified information. And the investigation predates his departure. Sources are saying that Joe Kent...
So he was being investigated for leaking. I wonder what he leaked. Did he leak stuff to Candace Owens? Here's a new statement from Hegseth. He says, today will be the largest strike package yet. Oh, maybe Moshiach is coming. Who's leading the strike? Is this the Jared? Dude, if they try to credit, I said if they're going to credit Jared Kushner with some military move on that day for the, whoa, did you just see that salute?
And to date, we've struck over 7,000 targets across Iran and its military infrastructure. That is not incremental. That is overwhelming force applied with precision. And again, today will be the largest strike package yet, just like yesterday was. As I've said from day one, our capabilities continue to build, Iran's continue to degrade. We're hunting and striking death and destruction from above. To date, we've struck over 7,000.
How biblical, death and destruction from above, huh? Here, he says, no troops in the region.
Sanctions on Iranian oil, and do you intend to... Mr. President, do you intend to lift sanctions on Iranian oil, and do you intend to potentially put U.S. troops or more troops in the region?
No, I'm not putting troops anywhere. If I were, I certainly wouldn't tell you. But I'm not putting troops, and we will do whatever is necessary to keep the price as low. I actually thought when I did this, look, the Dow just hit 50,000 a couple of weeks ago. They said that couldn't happen for 4 years. It wouldn't happen in my term. It's such an outrageous thing because I said it would happen. I didn't know it was going to happen that fast, but it just hit 50,000, and we did that in 1 year, not 4.
Mr. President, do you intend to lift sanctions on Iranian oil, and do you intend to...
Bibi says Israel acted alone.
If the
like Trump said.
Fact number one, Israel acted alone against the Slawia gas compound. Fact number two, President Trump asked us to hold off on future attacks, and we're holding out. What do we see? What happens if the... are there any signs that the Iranian regime is cracking? A lot of signs. A lot of signs. I wish I could divulge all of them, but I see that. But will I tell you, will I commit right now that it's going to collapse? I can tell you that we're working to create the conditions for it to collapse. But it may survive, it may not. If it survives, it'll be a lot weaker. There's no comparison. It'll be at its weakest point, shorn of industries that it built over decades, death industries, shorn of many other capabilities that they have, and equipped with the experience, with the knowledge that if they try it again, they'll be hit again even harder. I cannot tell you of the technological developments that we are engaged in to anticipate this and other possibilities. But Israel has shown that it can do wondrous things. And in partnership with our American allies, we can do amazing things.
Miraculous things. Hey, are all of the internet disinfo agents that were wrong about Netanyahu being dead, are they all apologizing now that he did this press conference in front of a bunch of different news? What's the latest copes, guys? Are they all quadrupling down? Are they doubling down again? Saying it's AI, saying it's a body double, it's a mask. What are all the big influencers doing? Is everybody just going to forget and move on and not care about all these big influencers that were selling you lies the last week? Got it completely wrong again? This is where Trump called out Israel. He says, Israel, out of anger for what has taken place in the Middle East, has violently lashed out at a major facility known as the South Pars gas field. Relatively small section. The United States knew nothing about this particular attack. And the country of Qatar was in no way, shape, or form involved. And they had no idea what was going on. Blah, blah, blah. Unfairly attacked a portion of Qatar. No more attacks will be made by Israel pertaining to this extremely important and valuable field unless Iran unwisely, blah, blah, blah. So he says, we had nothing to do with it. It was just Israel. Israel won't do it again. He didn't call shit out. Yeah, he's bending over for Israel to excuse their behavior. Yeah. Trump finally calls out Israel. Yeah, dude. Try to take your little W's. He gave them an excuse right immediately. It's okay, they were mad. Kent implies that Israel killed Charlie Kirk.
We're not even allowed to look into it. And then, Charlie Kirk is killed publicly in a very horrific way. Vulgar. And we're not really even allowed to look into that at all. And Charlie Kirk was one of President Trump's closest advisors, and he also advocated heavily against a war with Iran. He was in the Oval Office in the lead up to the 12-day war. I wasn't particularly close with Charlie. He was very gracious to me when I was running for Congress, very, very supportive. So we knew each other. And the last time I saw Charlie Kirk on this earth was in June in the West Wing, in the stairway. And I said hi to him, and he looked me in the eye, and he said very loudly, and it's a small, you've been in the West Wing, it's small, it's a tight space. And he said, Joe, stop us from getting into a war with Iran. Very loudly.
He was single-minded.
And he walked off, and he went, I believe, into the Oval. So when one of President Trump's closest advisors, who is vocally advocating for us to not go to war with Iran and for us to rethink at least our relationship with the Israelis, and then he's suddenly publicly assassinated, and we're not allowed to ask any questions about that, it's a data point. It's a data point that we need to...
What do you mean not allowed to ask any? People have been asking questions. Not only have they not been asking questions, everybody has been saying it's Israel since day one. What do you mean you can't ask questions? They're doing a trial with the trans shooter guy. You don't think the lawyer is going to ask any questions? There's not going to be any evidence? Yo, tell us what you really think. Are you saying Israel did it? That they wouldn't have been able to, Charlie would have messed up all their plans to bomb Iran? A data point? He's still shilling Trump? So because the counterterrorism expert wasn't allowed to investigate Charlie's murder, he's saying that you can't ask questions? Yeah, just two CIA guys having a controlled narrative conversation, right? Resigns and goes straight on Tucker.
Look into.
What do you mean when you say we're not allowed to ask any questions about that?
We've been told that
everybody online has been asking questions nonstop about it. Every single crazy question and accusation you can come up with, people have been saying.
This individual, Robinson, is a lone gunman, and maybe he is. But the investigation that I was a part of, the National Counterterrorism Center was a part of, we were stopped from continuing to investigate. And the FBI will say that they stopped that because...
sent $5 on Rumble. That they are now making Charlie Kirk Hadith tweet is hilarious. The E-Family Ericas versus the Sunni Candaces and Tucker.
I didn't see that. Sounds like a good meme, though.
They wanted to have turn everything over to the Utah state authorities. Everything's going to trial. It's very, very sensitive. But there was still a lot for us to look into that I can't really get into. But there was still linkage for us to investigate that we needed to run down. And I'm not making any conclusions. I'm not saying
no, I don't think you are.
Because of this happened. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying.
I'm not making any claims. I'm just gonna really really hint and insinuate that Israel took them out so they could do their Iran war.
Know the pressure because of the text messages that have been made public, that Charlie was under a lot of pressure from a lot of pro-Israel donors. And again, we know Charlie was advocating.
Dude, let's get real. Charlie would have gone all in backing Trump on the Iran attacks. Give me a fucking break. You think he was going to lead some anti-war effort against Trump and Netanyahu? I don't fucking believe it for a second. None of his past actions. He would have been like, well, I was against it, but then got everybody on board. He would have been their top guy getting everybody on board for the war. Blink if it was Mossad, yeah. Okay.
This thing for 10 years to what kind of pressure does it require to get a president who campaigned against exactly this thing for 10 years to do exactly this thing? What does it take to do that?
I wish I knew definitively. I think there's two potentials, there's two schools of thought. I mean, one is the media echo chamber, the donors, the way the Israelis come in and kind of launder the information like I described previously.
Sounds about right.
And then the other option is much darker. I mean, we still don't know what happened in Butler. We don't know what happened with Charlie Kirk. And by no means am I saying like, you know, the Israelis did this or any of that. But
you're telling me that he's insinuating now that the Israelis are the ones that did the assassination attempt on Trump at Butler to scare him into bombing Iran? Are you kidding me? Oh, dude, Trump's under duress. He didn't want to do it. He's been talking hawkish against Iran for years. This is just like the Trump excuse podcast, apparently.
I'm saying there's a lot of unanswered questions there, and there is enough data to at least say that there's a good chance that President Trump feels like he is under threat.
Oh.
We're not allowed to ask.
He's under threat. Oh, you think he's a big badass and the boss. He's actually just under threat. Yeah, if anything, it would be a Mossad fake assassination attempt to get him elected and be some martyred, saved by God person. If there's any conspiracy there, that's what it would be. Not Mossad. Yeah, Mossad, Chabad, and Netanyahu and Mossad were trying to take out Zion Dawn. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, they couldn't take him out, but now he's so scared that he's got to do whatever they say. Please.
Basically, was there any linkage between what took place with Asif Merchant, who was recruited by the Iranians to come to America to recruit proxies to kill President Trump? The FBI put a confidential human source at him. All this is public now. This is all out there in the open. And he's arrested, and then 2 days later, a sniper takes a shot at President Trump. We think Merchant and the we know the CHS was talking about the human source that the FBI put at Merchant. They were talking about, hey, we could kill the president potentially with a sniper rifle. But then they arrest him. 2 days later, Butler happens. And Crooks, according to the official narrative anyways, is an enigma. We don't know anything about him. We can't get into his devices. If we did get into his devices, maybe there's nothing there. No more questions are allowed to be asked about Thomas Crooks. The DHS IG is currently being blocked from investigating Butler as well. That's out in the media. That's all well known. Your investigative journalists found that Crooks did indeed have an online persona,
quite an
online
extensive
footprint,
one.
and he was talking to people. So it's like, why aren't we investigating?
Why isn't Trump bringing up all the time? Anytime you'd think that, like, anytime somebody pushed back or criticized Trump, he'd been like, you almost killed me. You radical leftists try to put a bullet in my head. He never brings it up. Seems like he doesn't care about getting to the bottom of it at all.
This, I mean, if
an attempted murder of a presidential candidate?
Attempted murder of a presidential candidate, and then there's another assassination attempt. There's been multiple public breaches of President Trump's security over the last year.
Is he wearing blush? Yeah, dude, he's looks maxing, bro. Peter Thiel likes it when he does that.
And then, Charlie Kirk is killed publicly in a very horrific way, and we're not really even allowed to look into that at all. And Charlie Kirk was one of President Trump's closest advisors, and he also advocated heavily against a war with Iran. He was in the Oval Office in the lead up to the 12-day war. I wasn't particularly close.
Hey, digital soldier retard. He didn't say anything about Israel taking Trump out. You did. He asked, the question that he's answering is, what would force Trump to go into this war with Iran? And then he says, well, the assassination attempt. So in other words, there was a attack on his life to force him. So he's scared of being assassinated. So he's doing whatever they want. Do the math, digital soldier. What are you, a little Mike Flynn butt boy? Digital soldier. You wear sandals. He didn't say that. You wear sandals. Go back to X22, dude. Digital soldier. Trust the plan, bitch.
Charlie. He was very gracious to me when I was running for Congress, very, very supportive. So we knew each other. And the last time I saw Charlie Kirk on this earth was in June.
We saw this part. We saw that part. Let's see.
A promise to write a tell-all memoir about what. But the other thing to notice about Joe Kent, and it may be his defining factor, is that he doesn't slander anyone. His
Unit 8200 soldier. That's funny.
Your arm at the head. Have you listened to any anti-Abrahamic metal such as the Benz Grand Belialski, Ark Hosland, Absurd, etc.? Highly recommend to you and the audience.
No, I've never heard of any of those, and I'm not a metalhead. So, no. But I will check in. I'll check some of them out. We'll see.
Resignation letter was not an attack on Donald Trump. It wasn't a promise to write a tell-all memoir about what he saw on the inside or to aggrandize himself or to get a job on a TV show or sell something.
Again, President Trump is very smart. I think President Trump has a gift for interpreting large sets of data.
Yes.
And making very, very key strategic decisions. And so when the president sees that he's got issues with his own security detail, when he sees what happened in Butler with the other assassination attempts, when he sees what happened with Charlie, I think it's reasonable to believe that somewhere in his head he thinks that, like, maybe I don't have a choice. Maybe they could harm me or they could harm my family. And if they can't keep me safe, I believe the president deeply cares. I believe he's very courageous. I think if it was just a matter of he worried about his own physical safety, I don't think he cares. We saw that in Butler. But he does love his family, and he's got a big family. And so,
dude, maybe if he wanted to, he fears that in the back of his head. Sure. But why are we sweeping for Trump so hard? He's been a devout Zionist his whole life. He's top Shabbos Goy, Zion Don, and we're here like, oh, he's under threat, he's under duress. Like, or maybe he just goes along with it.
Inevitable like Professor Chung.
Professor Ching Chong says troops are inevitable. Yeah, I bet you they are going to do troops to take over the oil and press for more regime change and try to open up the Strait of Hormuz. Probably, yeah. Trump, of course, Trump's not going to try to take an L, and they're going to need some troops over there. So yes, I do think so. Maybe not a total ground invasion with millions or anything like that, but undoubtedly they're going to send some.
Somewhere in his head, if they can't keep me safe, what about my family? The good news is I believe that this is something that President Trump is uniquely qualified to fix on his own through his...
Oh, dude, don't worry. Daddy Trump's still going to save us, guys. Trump is going to fix it.
Willpower. President Trump has an amazing ability. It's almost his superpower, I think, to be able to kind of breathe life into ideas and, again, to capture large data sets and to find leverage. Again, this is why President Trump is uniquely qualified to solve this problem, because I think he has the ability to understand things from multiple perspectives at the same time and then find our leverage and then find out what's best for our objectives, for America's objectives,
yes,
with clear eyes. And that's the way we have to be. So they knew President Trump was someone who wanted to negotiate, but more importantly, they knew that President Trump was not someone to mess with because he killed Qasem Soleimani, he killed Abu Mahdi Mohandas, he had defeated ISIS. They knew that President...
And you loved all that. Look at Joe Kent, just as in 2024, he says, Kushner and Trump brought more peace and prosperity to the Middle East than any previous POTUS or U.S. diplomat. 7th of October was Iran's way of breaking up the alliance between Israel and the Gulf states formed by Kushner and Trump. I love how it's Kushner and Trump. Iran was able to do this because Biden gave Iran billions to fund their proxies. Now the lifelong warmongers in the Biden admin are funding every side of the carnage and getting us sucked back into the Middle East.
Trump was a man of action. He is militarily strong. And so they said, before we take an action, we need to make sure that it's calculated. And only President Trump, I think, could successfully have negotiations with Iran because he actually punched them in the face. And the Iranians had been walking all over us. They had been killing our soldiers. All of that is true. I have no sympathy whatsoever for the Iranians, what their proxies were doing. President Trump level set that when he killed Qasem Soleimani and he killed Abu Mahdi Mohandas. President Trump truly does hold the cards. He's a very powerful, very respected leader.
Seems like he's trying, and this may be not a bad strategy. Like, best case scenario, he resigned to make a big noise about Israel's influence over Trump, and he's glazing him, hoping that Trump does the right thing and doesn't do everything Israel wants. It seems that I'm getting that vibe from this, from the ass kissing of Trump. What do you guys think? Dude, so annoyed to see this Lozzie B account, this new Anon fake AI girl account that's blown up recently, that's posting all of our compilations and ripping our rabbi videos. And they go, "Oh, Adam, what do you get mad? She's spreading the word." Because they steal our clips and then they get a big audience and they never retweet us when we do all the legwork finding the clips. They steal the clips, they get the engagement, and then they shit in the punch bowl with stupid shit like this. Like now getting 10,000 likes promoting Chris Bledsoe and Angel Orb mental illness.
I just repeated what she told me. And I
10,000 likes from this slop account.
put this in writing to the Pentagon in 2012 when I told this. Okay?
2012?
One thing she told me was, when you
Oh, sure you did.
Iran and Israel exchanging missiles, and I saw it. The way she tells me is a vision of, I see it like a living picture screen. I could see the rockets flying. Then all of a sudden, orbs appeared out of the ocean and everywhere. Great. And I told the government, if this happens, the orb's going to appear and wake people up and stop it. That's what she told me.
April 2026. Yeah. And okay, you know you've put yourself in it there, Chris.
It's okay. It's okay.
There's going to be Chris Bledsoe says April 2026 is when it all happens.
You see, this is why I got frustrated. A couple weeks ago, I saw this account posted one of my rabbi compilations, and I said, and then I saw
Burger_Kang sent $5 on Rumble. How does Tucker keep getting the exclusive? Piers gets the sloppy seconds. Tucker always talks about spending the night at his house / going out to eat.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, they are well poisoning. They're muddying the waters. Owen Schroyer retweeted this account sharing our rabbi clips. That never gives me a retweet on any of my rabbi clips when I'm the one that's finding them and making a lot of them. He shares this no-name, nobody, Anon slop account. Helps it blow up immediately. And then now they're sharing Angel Orb bullshit. I also saw Sam Tripoli sharing the Angel Orb nonsense. Dude, it's ball bank accounts, it's beef jerky, it's Angel Orbs, it's Netanyahu secretly dead. Getting everything wrong, discrediting, confusing and distracting people.
Great. And I told the government, if this happens, the orb's going to appear and wake people up and stop it. That's what she told me.
April 2026. Yeah. And okay, you know you've put yourself in it there, Chris.
It's okay. It's okay.
There's going to be Chris Bledsoe says April 2026 is when it all happens.
But I can tell you this, when I told this to the government about 2026, I just repeated what she told me. They immediately put remote viewers on. And all of a sudden, all the remote viewers are saying, oh my God, 2026, 2027, something is going to happen.
Something's going to happen in some years. Oh, dude, they put the remote viewers on it. Look, the Messiah is going to come. They show this.
They're saying, oh my God, 2026, 2027, something is going to happen.
This fucking schizo.
What will happen?
The star will, the alignment she told me about, that the star of Regulus would be on the horizon in front of the Sphinx. At that moment, there'd be a new knowledge. Well, I had no idea if this was even possible, you know. But these astronomers run it through the machines, and it comes out that star is going to come up on the horizon in Easter of 2026.
Easter, dude, a star's gonna come up on the horizon on Easter? You mean like how stars are in the sky every night? Dude, new Easter conspiracy.
2020.
Is this guy gonna disappear and run away in humiliation when nothing happens? When none of his gay orbs anal rape him on Easter? Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this is a family show.
26. I gave him a specific time. And it was with Robert Grant that I told him about this alignment and all. And he's like, oh my God. He's been looking for this ruby. This little ruby you have to find and place it between the paws of Sphinx to make this event that he knows is going to happen in 2026. I said, Robert, it's not a ruby. It's the Star of Regulus. He looks at it, he's like, oh my God, it's the King Star.
What, is it going to light up the third temple? What?
So, what's going to happen, I don't know.
Oh, great prediction.
It's possible that's the return of
Christ.
Yeah.
Oh boy, the return of Christ. Look at it.
President of the United States today said on camera.
Oh, dude. Hey, Easter 2026, the return of Christ. I'm sure that's coming true. UFO of God.
We're thinking about using nukes against Iran. He said we could eliminate Iran, make it uninhabitable forever in an hour.
We could take them out by this afternoon. In fact, within an hour. They literally would never be able to build that country back.
We have weapons that can do that. Well, those are nuclear weapons. President of the United States just saying out loud, if this gets more intense.
Burger_Kang sent $5 on Rumble. Remember the 4 blood moons in 2014? They were pushing that nothing happened? John Hagee and Paul Begley were pushing it heavy.
Yeah, they always do this. They always do this. And then when nothing happens, he'll be like, well, I didn't say, and well, this is actually sort of, maybe if you squint and look at it, maybe it kind of happened, or oh, the orbs told me something new, and I misinterpreted it. This guy will have some new copes. We're gonna go Easter egg hunting. We're gonna have the Easter bunny. We're gonna eat some candy. No, Jesus is gonna come, and this con artist, delusional crank is still going to be having viral videos all over the place with this nonsense.
Could nuke them.
Look at this shit. 10,000 likes from this slop account.
I've been saying the whole time that these orbs are going to come and wake us up. And I even gave specific times that when that might happen, and that's when you see a war between Israel and Iran. I put that in the book. So what Bertie was saying about their alarm, they are really alarmed. The orbs, to me, they're angels to me. They're biblical, just like you said, Jim. They're
biblical orbs.
They don't breed.
Hey, let's promote this kooky, retarded, kosher conspiracy about the angel orbs and the Bible and the fallen angels and the prophecies and the return of Jesus, and keep everybody absolutely retarded and mouth breathing, knuckle dragging, sheep goyim, distracted with complete conspiratainment retardation.
Like humans, they were created. They listen to our thoughts.
Dude, how many anal orbs did they push in your butt, old man?
I interact with them.
How many anal bead orbs did the aliens shove up there?
Thousands of bits of data and information from them.
Tens of thousands of bits of information from the angel orbs that speak to them. Do they got everybody ready for a Project Bluebeam or what?
And when I interact with them, they're...
Hey, it's Merkava mysticism, goy. Sci-fi Merkava mysticism with the orbs, bro. Dude, get this guy on Joe Rogan. He's already been on Danny Jones and Sean Ryan. When's the big Joe Rogan appearance?
Speaking to me. How do you get them to come? Because they listen to me and they send information. So I knew this time was coming.
Yeah, people like this should not be online in viral videos. They belong in the psych ward. That's where this guy belongs.
Is a nation.
Let's hear a Catholic try to debunk the bowler lady, the blonde lady, on the church being Israel.
We are the new Israel. That's what the church teaches. I'm not an idiot. I know what the Catholic Church teaches. We are the fulfillment of the old Israel.
Everything you've said is true.
Nowhere in the entire scripture is the church called or identified as Israel. Israel is a nation. The church is comprised of people of all nations and people groups. In the passage that talks about blessed is everyone who blesses you and cursed is everyone who curses you, is speaking specifically of the nation of Israel. It's not something you just find in Genesis 12:3. You also see it in Numbers 24:9. And in Acts 1:6, when they asked Jesus about restoring the kingdom of Israel, Jesus doesn't correct them and say, no, there's no more kingdom of Israel. Israel now is the new church. That doesn't exist. The preservation of the Jews as a separate people is one of the greatest miracles throughout history. God brought Israel as a family into Egypt and then into Egyptian captivity for hundreds of years. They didn't intermarry with the Egyptians. They became an identifiable ethnic group of people, a nation. God says in his word that the nation of Israel will never cease to be a nation before him. In Jeremiah 31:10, you see a gathering back of Israel. Then you see that the new covenant is made with Israel, not with the church. The Gentiles become...
Oh my God. They're already saying that the new Netanyahu video is AI, of course. Merlin Capital. They can never just admit that they were wrong, so they just double down forever. Double down and gaslight. Schizo wizard Catholic. Dude, these Christians are so susceptible and vulnerable to kooky conspiracies. It's like they're pre-selected for it. Are they even going to point to what's AI, or they just say it's AI?
אני גאה על העמידה האיתנה שלכם. אני יודע שזה קשה לשהות בחדרי הביטחון וקשה לשהות במקלטים. אני מבין את הקושי עם הילדים.
They just say it. Extendo arms. Oh my God, dude. How stupid are we getting now? Oh my God, you straighten your arm out and your undershirt shows a little more outside of your jacket? Dude, this is what they're pointing to. Bro, oh, magical extendo arm? Totally AI, dude. I hate these people so much. The Goyim deserve to be enslaved. When this is more popular, this and anal orbs are more popular than people just saying the Bible's fake. We're fucking cooked. The Goyim deserve to be slaves. It's fucking ridiculous. This is what's popular. 2.4 thousand likes. How much longer are they going to keep doing this? In Baal we trust. No, they worship Yahweh. You can't even get that right. Can't even pinpoint like the God they worship and why that's the problem. Instead, you want to worship that God, and then you lie about them worshiping it. Dude, these are not irony bros. This is the mainstream alternative media pushing this. Unbelievable.
Become grafted into this covenant. They become partakers with, not overtakers. And then in Jeremiah 31 verses 35 through 37, he talks about how the nation of Israel will never cease to be a nation before him. In verse 37, he's making a statement of impossibility. The implication here is that God is not casting off the nation of Israel. So the reality is the modern state of Israel today is a fulfillment of Bible prophecy because it meets the fulfillment of one of the two worldwide regatherings of Israel back into the land. And this first worldwide regathering is a regathering in mostly unbelief.
Sorry, wife just told me that I gotta go, and I gotta go take my daughter somewhere. So sorry, guys. Take care. Have a nice night. See you guys tomorrow.